Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Rodeo Regional. I'm your host Javamorris here with the Rodeo Rivals, and we're in for quite a special one today. Javamorris, of course, forgetting to mute his own Twitch stream as per usual. But I'm very excited for what we have in store today.
Hi everyone, it's me, GrunkleBarlowe. Yeah, I'll be hopping in and out, commentating and competing as I go. Sometimes you guys will be stuck with Java, so sorry about that. But you'll hear my voice a lot today. We have a pretty small bracket, like 21 people, which actually is quite a bit, but the last few have been massive, so it's going to be kind of just a low power, just chill, watching matches kind of night, and we hope you enjoy the show. Alright, I'm gonna go play the match, I'll be right back. Wow, gamers, believe it or not. My god, I'm the worst, but you know who isn't as bad as Javamorris is at running a stream? It's Kasuke X with the W over Bykaf. Yeah, I updated to Windows 11 recently, and that just, it's like when someone goes into your house and tilts every painting or framed object you have just a little bit to the left, you know? It's generally the same, but it's just enough to make it not quite work out. Just like that jump in there. Bykaf, BC follow-up counter hit, getting the follow-up this time. Alright, keeping it nice and simple. Ooh, good, getting out of there. Really interesting pause there from both players. Taking some time to think. Alright. Keep the pressure going. Alright, back in the corner, getting the counter hit. Oh, might have been going for some kind of OS there. Unfortunately, got the hit and then just shielded anyways. BC follow-up, keeping it safe, and then gets the jump-in counter hit, fatal counter, but not gonna finish it out to get it. Bykaf, though, getting a, really just sticking his leg out, letting Kasuke run directly into it. Oh, nice, getting the 2B? Is that 2B? I don't play Akiha, so I couldn't tell you. But I do have a working microphone now, so you know, every day we're making a little bit of progress, gamers. Ooh, going directly into arc drive there. Corner pressure starting. 3V pressure, overhead. Ooh, that's a cool little pickup right there. very good confirm. That's like clean 4-some-K damage. Wark, definitely one of the more powerful, or higher combo damage characters in the game. You know, maybe leading to her being more powerful, but one thing is for sure, she has, at least when they're well optimized, she has some of the scariest combos in the game. That stuff like very efficiently nets you well over 4K. It's very spooky. Alright, get out of here. Ooh, misses the jump in. Bykaf taking advantage of the landing recovery, getting the 2A. Ooh, nice cross up from Bykaf. Ooh. Yeah, I really like those re-jump combos Akiha can do off of her stuff. Bykaf going for. That was a... You know, I don't care what it is. Good job, Bykaf. However you did that, whatever insanely giga-brained play that was, it ended up getting you the game. And that's what matters at the end of the day, gamers. Just, you know, you can do whatever you want. It might look stupid, but if you got the game, you got the game. All right. Are you ready? Yo, Bykaf with the BM shimmy. Fatal counter. Alright, things slowing down a bit more this round start. Getting the jump in. It seems like a lot of the time they'll just, we're not seeing too like long of an advantage state here. We're just seeing both players return to neutral and play, you know, where they're more comfortable. Bykaf not running his Ogi setups as much as he was early in the set. But, I mean, apparently it's working out for him because he did not win the first game and now has won the second. And has the advantage in this current round. Yo, charms there. All right. And one thing that's nice about those lockdown set play projectiles is that you can charge during the entirety of them. Bykaf getting a very nice shield, but no follow-up. Kasuke getting the damage into heat. Oh, double heat. Someone can get a confirm here. That might be it, but not going into arc drive fast enough. Both of them running out of heat, running out of that meter. Bykaf, the only one with any kind of resource here, has Moon to work with, but it doesn't matter if you get grabbed. Kasuke bringing himself to set point. Fight. Oh, nice. B-follow. Bykaf really seems to like those BC follow-ups. You know, there's a lot of RPS involved with shield, but BC is a great way to get around a lot of it, especially because BC is the only follow-up that you can do when you get shielded yourself. So, very nice stuff from Bykaf. They're getting the fatal counter. This could be it if Bykaf has the routing. One more EX. Nope. Just going to take one more chance here. Gets the hit, catching the up back, bringing Bykaf to set point. We're on the final round here, gamers. Let's get some pop champs in chat. Bykaf getting the first hit. Going. Back to neutral. Kasuke doing short string into some onions. Unfortunately, Bykaf hates onions. Brought some flaming hot Cheeto onions. Alright, EX Ender gonna get the hard knockdown into OTG. Bykaf not biting on the tech trap. Ooh, but also not biting on his own confirm. Missing the EX flaming hot Cheeto onion ring. I gotta find a bit shorter way to say that. Maybe it's funny, but maybe a bit too much. Say it once. Also, heat a bit too much to block at once. It is unblockable. You have to shield it if you want to counterplay it. But if you catch them afterwards, all healing stops. Unlike in a game like Dragon Ball, where you'll keep healing if you have sparking and you're getting hit. In this game, if you're blocking or getting hit, you completely lose all healing. Well, while you're in that state, at least, in heat. So even if you're in heat, getting hit, doesn't matter. You still lose your life as per usual. So well played from Bykaf. Hot Funyuns. Yo, that's actually perfect. Hot Funyuns. Let's go. All right, let's see who is up next, gamers. We have, this one is one I am very excited for. But since they aren't in here, let's just go ahead and talk about how to support these amazing players on stream. So if y'all want to help out, support the wonderful game like you're seeing on stream, we do a match Reno. Every single cent goes to those playing in tournament. We have a top 3 payout of 60%, 30%, 10%. So first gets 60, second 30, and third 10. So, I mean, if you get all the way to the end of this, and we have a pretty big pot, you can go home with quite a lot of boba bucks, as some people from the TFH community call them. So go ahead and check that out. And if you are interested in joining some of these tournaments in the future, go ahead and check out our Discord, !Discord in chat. The Rodeo Rivals Discord, we run tournaments for Melty Blood type Lumina. We do the Rodeo on a weekly basis every Friday at 8 p.m. EDT. We also do tournaments for TFH, another really nice rollback fighting game. So if you want to check out another rollback fighting game, had a little taste of what it's like to have not delay-based netcode, but you want it to be just a bit better, just have a little bit better user experience, a little bit better oomph to it, check out TFH. Highly recommend it. And hey, if you want to fight me, I'm definitely one of the better players in the game, so feel free to shoot me a DM, say what's up. All right, let's see if I can go yoink these dudes real quick. So next up, we're going to have Defiant versus Brulee, and both of these players... Oh wow, this is actually a Shiki mirror, now that I think about it. Brulee actually convinced them to join through meeting them on ranked. Stream match. I can't quite type and talk at the same time. But, oh. Oh, okay. Grunkle out here telling people what's up. Defiant! Okay, so this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Grunkle, did you know about Defiant's character choice?
Oh, is he playing Vlov?
He's playing Vlov.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I can understand that if he wasn't really having as much fun as the game as he wanted to, like at first with Shiki, switching over to another character in Vlov. I mean, we've all seen Masoma play Vlov and know what kind of stuff you can do.
Anyway, hi. Oh yeah, I need to go to spectator.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You just press Y again. Yeah. Dude, Loki, I should playing this game has made me want to pick up on my Japanese lessons again, because I stopped doing the official stuff in college. I'm just doing a learn on your own thing, since once you get enough of a foundation, you kind of just self-teach past a certain point.
Right.
But because I really want to kind of start communicating with the devs about certain things, help send feedback and all that wonderful stuff. Also, it's just the magic of language, being able to talk with an entire different sect of the fighting game community. It's a little bit of crossover, but the more crossover, the better.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so I am a big fan of Defi. However, I am a fan of Defi's Shiki. There is a Shiki in this match, but it is Brulee, so it's a little different. I'm very curious to see what happens. I mean, I'm sure Defi knows how to fight this character. He's been proficient at fighting Shiki, and just this game in general. I don't know much about Brulee, though. I think they've entered a few RRs, and I think I've seen OniNYC as well, but I don't know the history.
Yeah, so I've actually met Brulee through ranked, and when I saw them, it was one of those moments where you see someone, you're like, oh, this is a pretty large win streak on a Shiki in high rank. Surely they're just Wi-Fi, right? But Brulee...
They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're actually just pretty good at the game. Very welcome to see. Yo, that clash into Moondrive, very clean stuff from Defi. I mean, it really seemed like Brulee was taking the initiative at the beginning of the round there, but I guess Defi wasn't really too scared of Shiki stuff and waited out until they got their turn. Just took that turn and ran with it.
Yeah, and
Oh, you can do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You know what I'm noticing also is that Defi wants to keep Moondrive available so that he can flash cancel into Moondrive to get those free shields. That's kind of Vlov's only option, since he doesn't have a meterless reverse that he can cancel into. And with it on an install on deck, really does have a little bit more damage up front as well as mix up. I don't know if that'll be enough to scare Defi. Oh, okay.
See follow-up. Fatal counter no less. That scales incredibly well.
Oh,
Are they going to get it? Going for a throw instead. Maybe thinking that would kill. Unfortunately, not quite doing the job.
Yeah, I think a fatal throw would have killed him. Still looking really good for Defi. In fact, I think that's going to close out game 1. Yeah, and Defi is going to close out game 1 with Flame Carpet. Brulee was looking pretty good there for a second. It looks like Defi's using Moondrive pretty aggressively on a blocked Fireball, I guess to try to do some kind of mix-up. The main thing is Shiki is you want to do a lot of like super jump, and you want to make sure that you're kind of taking your time to approach, because Vlov has very good options to stuff 2-3-60 and cover that space. But if you can get in early like this, which Brulee is about to do, it can definitely be difficult for Vlov. The charge full seed coming out today. Oh, nice counter hit. 2C is going to be a lot of damage as well. Unfortunately, drops the combo. Defi's going to be able to get out, but doesn't have a lot of health to his name, not a lot of meter on it as well. Does want to see H2A. Let's see what the route is. Okay. Unfortunately, drops the combo and the super jump JB. Yeah, it's going to close out round 1 for Brulee at game 2.
Alright, and here, I'm going to go ahead and join in on the lower tone. Got some ASMR commentary going here.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just assumed you had something going on.
Man, anyway, Vlov is in ice mode, so zoning is a lot better, which is nice. It looks like though Brulee's doing a pretty good job of staying in control right here. Okay, nice. Nice positional advantage for Defi right there.
I really like how Brulee is playing around these shields. Like, they're just taking the... Jesus Christ.
Oh my god! Defi spent all his meter just to do 2-2A over and over? Okay. And finds a charge 6C, but doesn't get anything. Delays the launch of its fate. Dude, that was insane. Defi is a monster. Wow, okay, close it.
Defi is a fucking... sadist, holy shit.
Really important right there. He didn't really give Brulee much. He's gonna not have too much extra meter to work with this round still, though. This route looks very good for him. Ooh, nice. Love to use the charge JC right there to finish below.
Alright. Ooh, charge 5C. One more can do it. Gonna get the heat. Cover some health. Ooh, calls out the B follow-up. Are they gonna get the super? They are, with just one speck of heat left.
This is a lot of damage. Oh,
that's such a good idea.
Jab Moondrive confirmed for Defi. This round is suddenly looking very good for him. Still a lot of bars on deck, possible heat here for Brulee. Defi's going to play around it. Does clash, but unfortunately he can't really beat 6VC with that, and this is definitely going to be a close out for Brulee going into 2. Okay, good.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was really cool. I didn't actually know you could do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in how much that route does, because it seems like it's probably close to like 5k with the charged super there. Very nice stuff from Brulee. I mean, as we can see here, Brulee's keeping up with one of the best players we've had in this tournament in general. Or just, honestly, one of the best players in the game right now. Defiant, or, sorry, I'm thinking Masoma, dude. Defiant's still really good, though.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is definitely like a good start for Defi, though. He is going to be getting a nice moon charge again. This is sort of important, by representing moon charge, you can get ahead in the meter economy. Uh-oh, shield on the moon skill slash is going to be really nice for Defi. I would have moon charge going down as well.
Oh, nice.
Safe jump? Okay.
Love the patience from Defi.
And the run under, knowing that Brulee had already used his double jump, this is looking so good for Defi. I think he's already made the adjustments he needs to win this match.
Alright, going to 3C. Unfortunately, that's not quite safe there. I've gone for the auto combo 3C, actually. Ooh, alright.
Nope. Nice. Fatal with the teleport starter. This could be good for Brulee. Has a lot of meat on deck. Kingler the Nunny, and so yeah, just like I said. So it's going to be a nice life lead, and not a big heat on for Defi, and then Moondrive as well. So this is looking good for Brulee. Just find a 2V, but unfortunately 2C that doesn't come up with, excuse me. Yeah, none of these hits coming out, but the chip damage is adding up right there. You can actually see that Shiki's making this do chip.
I didn't know he had a Narnia moon skill, actually.
Yeah, it's like 2-2A, but faster. Oh, that's safe. I'm just kidding, it's not. I don't know anything apparently.
Everything's safe if they don't punish it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice confidence from Brulee. You can say 3 beats, going over the 2B and getting the confirm, bringing us to set point. 1 round to take it off.
Oh wow. Run him dead. The Vlov's like, what, 7 frame jab or something? Or not that bad.
I swear, sometimes it seems like the, like people time their stuff just right so that they move like right before the fight part appears on screen. It's kind of weird looking.
Yeah. Okay, this is really good for Brulee. This is going to be in Moondrive with the Nami install on deck. But Defi with his own Moondrive, he's going to pop it right here.
Oh my god, that's disgusting!
Okay.
Brulee not giving any care in the world about that shield. Grabbing the other shield. What's next? One more confirm. We'll do it. No confirm. Oh, but the clash into fatal into arc drive.
Defi's going to take it 2-1.
Ooh, that was good. That was good.
That was a good set. I'm really impressed by Brulee as Shiki, actually. I'm a fan after watching that. Nice to see Defi, though. Like Defi.
Yeah, Brulee, when I first fought them, it's like, I think I ended up winning against them, but it's definitely, I mean, you know, people really didn't have too much experience against Roa at, like, the first couple weeks. It's one of those situations where I'll fight them and they'll be like, oh, this person plays fighting games. Like, they are well aware of just the general concepts of, like, staying safe and all that. Yo, what is video games? Stream meta? What
happened?
Dude, stream meta's being omega cranky right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
That's not good.
Alright. Uno mas. Okay,
Yeah,
actually.
alright, it's me now.
Here. Let's do it. We did it, gamers. We solved racism.
Good?
Yeah, and I fixed the stream.
Alright. My turn, so see you on the flip side.
Well, see you in a bit. Grunkle Barlowe, the Shiki main. Yeah. Super excited for this though. Grunkle, one of the better players in definitely one of the like top 4 players in TFH. Doesn't actively play it, has decided to play a bit more. Melty Blood's having more fulfilling experience there. Just personal preference and stuff. And then going up against Masoma, who is most certainly one of the best players in Melty Blood right now. They are, I mean, if not the best. Haven't gotten the chance to see them compete in too many offline stuff, but they have been absolutely dominating every single online tournament they've entered. And it's not just because they're on Wi-Fi, because we check for that stuff. It's because they know how to play the game, as you can tell by that unblockable setup. Very nice stuff. Oh wow, that moves him back so far. So in this matchup, there are 3 like sections of the screen you have to be aware of. One is directly in front of Vlov, where he can just hit you with sword normals and all that. And oh, nice IA or air dash out of that blocked air normal. An EX to take it. More or less a ghetto perfect there from Masoma, taking only a self damage from charging, I believe, or chip. Ooh, backdash out of there. Yeah, so for the 3 ranges that Vlov is going to play at, is going to be, one is when you're in like that range of his normals, like 2C, 5C, all that very large stuff. The next is going to be what we saw earlier in the set, which Grunkle got unblockable. It's where, like essentially the range of his 6BC. So if you block a projectile in the air, or block anything in the air, there are a lot of things Vlov can do to just unblockable you or make your life very unfun for the next, like, 4 seconds. And then at the max range is where he just has, you know, his mids, or his low and his mid, his low stomp and mid projectile. So different things to watch for at different ranges. Definitely the thing to take home about that is Vlov has quite a lot of screen control no matter where around him you are. Well, his biggest weakness is going to be the speed of his normals, but if you just mash out at the right point, it's going to work out quite well. Losing a bit more health to that, but honestly, I don't know if that's going to matter, because really, since there's no chip death in this game, you really just need one more hit from either player to hit it. Alright. Grunkle maybe going for the B follow-up here. Keep it safe. Super jump in. 2B not going to quite get it. Very tense, but getting the 6BC, the classic poke from Shiki there. Half screen. Shiki shuffle. Come over here. Let me stab you. Alright, going to the auto combo there. Keeping out of range. Getting some nice chip. Not quite as much if you get the hit, but still enough to make it worth it. And enough to make them scared of stuff like that. Charge 5C is an overhead, so you gotta be very careful when dealing with that kind of stuff, especially because Vlov is one of those characters who, yeah, I mean, in the truest sense of the word, is a like 3-touch character. Every single hit they get a confirm with, they will take at least a 30 per health. It is very scary playing against this character. I mean, right there, 3 whole touches, all it took. Whether versus Grunkle or any other player in the world, Vlov, 3-touch character. Let's go, Vlov. Yo, is that X Vibes only? Another premium Melty Blood type Lumina tournament organization? Outstanding. Love to see that stuff. Just like I love to see the smooches coming out from Vlov. Give him Grunkle a little kiss on the cheek. Show him that he appreciates him taking the time out of his day to have this fight in the insane asylum with him. Ooh, stomp. Touch 2 out of 3 potentially. Oh, that was sick. Yeah, a big thing to keep in mind is Vlov's JB is quite the large air normal. Goes about as far as some of the, as most of the other casts, like longest grounded normal, so very hard to, I mean, something you definitely have to keep aware of, where you don't really have to be careful of other characters jumping at that height. Ooh, but if you get stomped out, this is going to hurt quite a lot. 3 stomps. Auto combo, air throw. Bringing him down. Staggers. The classic. Now, Grunkle does have enough to go into Blood Heat here, but Masoma is going to make that quite the hard thing for him to do, especially if he stays at the range of his normals that he has here. Oh my gosh, just putting him at 1 hit, so the chip! Oh my gosh! 6BC, can I get it? Alright, going for the super ender. Safe heat. Alright, Grunkle taking his time, getting the 5C. Unblockable. Oh, could this be enough? Ooh, okay, I don't think it's... Oh my god, is this gonna do it? Yo, that scaled so well! Holy shit! Let's go, GrunkleBarlowe. Ooh, Vlov! Boo this man! Well, Grunkle definitely doing his best to boo Masoma right now, but Masoma fighting back with all he has. Sandori mix, missing the OS there, getting an accidental 2A shield instead of a 2A. Ooh, nice high block from Grunkle. Oh my gosh, when he's just throwing out those... I mean, honestly, when he's just flailing the sword in front of you, it's pretty scary. Yo, just as scary as these Nania mixes. Oh no, but BC follow-up is going to get Grunkle unaware. Masoma taking it 2-0 over GrunkleBarlowe. Grunkle is still putting up a pretty
Dude, I wanted partial charge.
Dude, no.
That's okay. It's okay. I think around both games, they do a little better against Masoma every time.
Yeah. Very nice stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I think, okay, I need to like double check this because I've had it work like 90%, but then there's like 1 or 2 times where it doesn't work. I'm not just sure if that's because of player habits or whatever, but I think you can always super jump out of EX stomp, like no matter what they do afterwards. Unless, I mean, if they do another stomp afterwards.
Yeah, I thought that it was just like I had to block if they did stomp, so that's what I kept doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, like, dude, it looks kind of stupid, but when he's just like doing his Rekka directly outside of your range, like not quite on your block, but if you do anything other than block, you're gonna get counter hit. It's like...
Yeah, I can't slash that, and I can't slide under it, and I can't jump over it, so I gotta just have to wait and try to whiff punish it, but I don't know the timing yet.
Are the Nania teleports like frame 1 involved?
No,
Okay.
no. That'd be really forward.
Yeah, dude, it's so scary. Like all the like kind of guard cancel or Abare options you have are just so hard to pull off versus Vlov because of his big freaking normals. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yo, my eyes do not deceive me. We have another couple of heavy contributions to the pot. So we started at something like $20 in a little bit, but now we're at $63. We have $20 from Fosh and $20 from Dash Knocker, both of them avid supporters of the Rodeo Rivals community. And thank you very much, gamers. Much appreciated. And if y'all in chat want to support it, you know, it doesn't take any real world money or even cryptocurrency or Monopoly dollars, whatever you might have in your wallet, to just, you know, go click on the Matcherino link and click on the coupon, because you just get that 30 cents for free into the pot. And you know, it's not much by itself, but if all y'all watching right now do it, that's quite a nice chunk of change for all these wonderful players on stream.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate it. So thank you guys. I think we're going to call Lunar versus Yusoro, which is in Winterside top 8. So we'll do that. I'll go play an off-stream match and probably lose. And then we'll be good for the rest of the tournament.
All right, sounds good. Good luck, Grunkle.
Yeah, let me call Yusoro. So I'll commentate this one, and then after I'll go play my match.
Sounds good. Oh, Abister is in Losers.
Yeah, I lost to Lucy, the Royal player.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Lucy's the one who, like, didn't they get first or second in that other tournament you were in?
Yeah, they got, I think they got second.
Okay, yeah.
They're really good.
Very good.
I don't know much about her. I know she's a BB tag player. But these two I know. They're both pretty regular tournament competitors. Yusoro I know is from New York, plays Arcade. Has a couple like top 3s up his sleeve, and Lunar is from Texas. One of the few Noels I've seen like actively competing. There we go.
Yeah, it's very nice to have, like, you know, as you said, one of the few Noels actually competing. And Lunar has done, or Lunar, whatever they go by, has done quite a lot with Noel, gone pretty far in previous tournaments. I'm very interested in what they do. And you know, Arc, we have Yusoro doing quite a lot of online tourney representation in addition to a few other players. You know, everyone's got to play Mario at some point in their life.
Yeah. I want to say last time these two fought, I don't remember if it was in an R or not. I'm pretty sure Yusoro won. Yusoro is like a very just aggressive player, just always approaching, will take advantage of your hesitation 100% of the time. Lunar's a lot more slow-paced. Definitely pretty solid overall, though. Wow, a lot of shield DCs coming up in both these
Oh my god! Very nice awareness from Yusoro in both of those previous exchanges, using that outstanding dash speed to get just under Luna before they could land. And then the moon drive to see what they were doing and win that final exchange by default. Very nice stuff. Really good example of why you need to keep your moon drive available if your opponent has it.
Yeah, you know, I really want to highlight, Java, that Yusoro is one of almost every shield interaction so far. Lunar is shielding pretty aggressively, or at least has been. So if he continues to win those interactions, then this is going to be looking really good for him. So far, this round is pretty good for Lunar. It does have 3 bars from deck, probably not going to win for Arc, but actually baits his shield right here, and I believe we'll be able to kill the going straight into level 3. I may not even need it. We'll be able to do like a 2-bar combo here.
Oh my gosh, very nice stuff. I swear, Noel has like, her combos just like feel like they go on for forever, just time-wise. I can never tell when they're gonna end.
Yeah, absolutely. Really like this so far from Lunar. But Zoro right now answering back, can't get too much Oki off the throw. His main should have taken all the way to the corner, but a move right here from Lunar is going to let him throw. Zoro baits a 2-2B. This could be a lot of damage. In fact, this may actually be depending on the routing. This is a DP punish. Okay, no, there's no level 1, level 3 combo right here.
Nice. Oh, very good awareness.
And this should be a heat, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe both of them do have 3 bars available. Who the fuck grabs there?
Oh, no.
Oh, very scary place.
So Luna's not a lot of help, and he finds the heat, just has to hang on a little bit longer while this health regens. Pops an arc drive, but it gets shielded. Teleport punish, but a DP match comes out from Zoro. Another DP comes out from Zoro. Oh my goodness, and there's a shielding animation again. Fakes it, moon drive comes out. Okay, there's a heat that comes out.
Arc cancel
really any here.
That was actually kind of hard to see where Arc landed after the, like, whatever effects were on that jump in.
Ooh. Oh, EXDP.
There you go. Is Noel's EXDP one of those that's like frame 5 or something ridiculous?
Yeah, I think it's I mean, most characters have an EXDP that's like a few frames faster. I don't know how fast Noel's is specifically, but a lot of safe jumps that work on normal DPs, the 6 frame ones won't necessarily always work on the 4 to 5 frame EXDPs. So it was a really nice choice to show that from Lunar.
Because I know everyone, like a lot of people, especially with how like early we are into the game's meta, are kind of still just feeling out like the timing of that like jab to AD OS. So especially going against something that's like such a fast wake-up option, it's pretty hard to do at times. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I really love Yusoro's play speed in these past couple rounds. They have been going absolutely bananas, and this is certainly the character to do that with.
Yeah, I think Yusoro is just the perfect player for this just hyper-aggressive run and overwhelm my opponent so they don't have time to think playstyle, and they're demonstrating that very well. And I think they're very liberal with their meter usage, which I think helps a lot as well. They use a lot of 214C in order to keep themselves plus. They don't have a problem spinning EX moves just for extra damage. They're pretty liberal with their heat usage.
Ooh. Oh, wow! Did they like... I think what happened there is they did their own... Like, Yusoro did the BC when they got shielded, and then Luna did a delay BC to catch Yusoro's BC. Levels upon levels, layers upon layers.
Okay, Luna's gonna close it out right here. On set point.
Yeah, same exact way the first game played out. Each player taking a pretty demanding or commanding lead in each of their rounds, but Yusoro taking the lead here, and that could spell doom for Luna because as we've seen, the momentum really sticks with whoever gets it in this matchup. At least this player matchup.
Oh my god,
no,
that was
missed input.
Quite a read. Yeah,
I'd hope that wasn't a read. That was incredibly risky. So.
Oh, shielded was the big punish. 4 bars in the next. Uh-oh, drops the combo.
Dude, players in Matchfinder out here talking about needing to take a shower. Truly fighting game players.
That's too funny. Just looking for you, so needs to stay alive. Finds the punish right here, and I believe is going to close the game with spinning the EX. Yep, it's going to be tied 1-1.
So it really felt like she just slowed down for the last one. It's like, you know what? I won. Let's just take it a little bit slower. Showboat just a little bit, just because I can. Ooh, that's nice. A wonderful starter. Not only is it a pretty good just air normal, but also a air fatal counter. One of the better like general use starters in the game. Taking clean third of Yusoro's health. Really like the delayed Rekus from Yusoro, making Luna kind of second guess on some of these mashouts. Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. This JC has been putting in so much work. Hit normal's very large mid-charge. Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, looks like Yusoro might have done, like, maybe a Defi input or something. Unfortunately, Stone-hatted themselves on accident. And just walked out of the corner. I love how just when people do that, like, because of how the inputs work out, they just kind of stand around. Just like, oh, huh. This is life.
Yeah. Wow, this charge JC again. This is like the most common starter I've seen this from any Noel, really. Okay. Just a moon drive. Oh, this fatal counter could be really big. Maybe just going to the arc drive right here. Okay, no, just level 1.
Ooh, that's a Sundori setup. That's pretty neat. Unfortunately, Yusoro blocking the follow up there. Shield funnies. Oh, going for every option in the book.
I think we've seen it.
Yusoro! No! Not like this!
No, and Luna's gonna take it 2-1. I think we saw every shield option multiple times that set. That was really fun. Yeah, Lunar will go on to winners finals. I'm gonna play my match, and then I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a bit. Grunkle Barlowe, legendary commentator, TFH player.
gamer, all those wonderful things. Off to play his match in losers versus... Actually, who is he playing? OniNYC. That should be a pretty good match. It looks like if Grunkle makes it past that, he will be on stream in his losers top 8 match. But for now, we're hopping back up to winners to finish out winners top 8 with Masoma versus LucyBruh. Masoma being the best placing Vlov I've seen in the game, and LucyBruh, I've only recently started seeing them in tournaments, but the tournaments they've placed in, they've done incredibly well. I forget the exact name of it, but Grunkle played in the same tournament as LucyBruh a couple days ago, and they got like second in a relatively large bracket against some pretty powerful players, so they are certainly not someone to be ignored. Yeah, and it's really a treat too, because I think we've only really had, I think, one other Roa player for the most part. And, you know, as you can tell by my Pixel Lobby character, I'm a role player myself. Roa player, not role player. Get that shit out of here, gamers. But Roa, very fun character, and I think a lot of people kind of underestimated him at first because how he might seem at first glance. Like, he has a, you know, it was coming from reality where we had all known about C-Roa. And C-Roa is not this Roa. They are something in NBA ACC that is much, much, much more fucked up. And they have very long block strings, very damaging block strings in a game with a guard bar. So Honest Mids Michael hits you with Honest Mids until you give up and just die. Unless you know, it's forcing you to essentially just do IBs and all sorts of other stuff that you don't have to do against this Roa. So this Roa, literally a bit more of an Honest Mids Michael. But as people have seen, he plays around very well with the system mechanics, has very strong block strings, rebeats, 2C, very good button, quite an active button. Yo, actually, let me make sure this gamer was pinged by somebody. At LucyBruh. Go, gamer, go. Yeah. Learning the wonders of managing, you know, 5 people or so, however many we got running a bracket right now. Very fun. And we do have, so fun fact, we didn't have this when we started the series, but we do have this now, is channel point betting. So if y'all need to scratch that gambling itch while enjoying some wonderful Melty Blood type Lumina matches, go ahead, spend some of your channel points. Here they're called Bensons, for no reason in particular. It's a funny looking duck. Highly recommend y'all do that. It's yeah. If you had fun in Will It Kill earlier, actually let me, yes, yeah, yes. All right. Hopefully they're good to go. Got the message, you know. We might have only canned messages in this, but we do our best to communicate still. Speaking of communication, let me just gush for a second here, because, like, I just, being the gamer that I am, was up at, like, 5 a.m. yesterday. Or I guess today, because that's how time works. And I saw the tweet for the patch coming out, and then the 4 DLC characters, and I was just flabbergasted, dude. The fact that such a small studio went from, like, I believe from, like, what the rumors said, they were planning to have Saber as, like, the one DLC, but you know what, we're not gonna have her as DLC because, you know, it'd be unfair to include one DLC. But I guess because of all the like the outstanding sales on this game, because I believe it topped the Steam charts for a hot second when it first came out. They changed their minds on that and are now having not just like one DLC, but 4 whole DLC characters from now until like somewhere around the middle of next year. Oh, very nice. Speaking of middle, some Honest Mids from Honest Mids Michael there. Those rising air normals, because of the fuzzy protection in this game, those rising air normals aren't overheads, but they still keep you in block stun long enough for you to get hit by what comes next. Very scary stuff. Ooh, good blocks. Going for the delayed follow-up there. Unfortunately, Masoma a bit ready for that. It was interesting how the shield game has progressed since the game has first come out. You know, we thought it would be pretty linear, pretty just choose A, B, C, or B, and just, you know, go along with your day. But there is a lot more variables, a lot more timing differences you can do with that. Ooh. I mean, Lucy was the one moon driving there, but they were also the one I thought was going to get hit. Masoma not biting on the moon drive, doing nothing, and just doing some safe JBs, waiting for Lucy to eventually run into them, as they did. Ooh, fatal counter hands. Catch these hands. Very nice confirm. Getting a clean third of Lucy's health going there. Ooh, you gotta be really careful about those kind of heats against Vlov, because Vlov, I mean, as we've seen in both this match and versus Grunkle, has super long normals. Ooh. Dang, that moon skill stomp just pushes everyone so far away when blocked. And Masoma, I don't remember the exact. Actually, no, I think they got hit a couple times in the first game or first round, but second round very much a Masoma game. Masoma, you know, I think there's good players in this game. There's great players in this game, and then there's players like Masoma or Scrot who are just head and shoulders above the rest. Just absolutely insane players. Ooh, alright, get me out of here. Good movement, and then good grab from Lucy. Oh, is that a frame kill? Okay, I'm gonna actually use that next time. That's a good idea. Ooh. It doesn't get the 5A into 6BC there. You can get some stomps here. Lucy waiting for that chance to do 2-3-6A into some shenanigans. Fortunately, if you're not ready for the shield, dude, you can't, since it's not like a invol reversal or something you spend money on, you can do the 2-3-6A there and then shield afterwards, but it's definitely a pretty tight thing to react to, as is the case with anything that involves like a shield or a flash or super flash in this game. Ooh, staggered mids into the overhead. It's all honest until it isn't. So Masoma bringing up to set point here, getting counter hit. 2-3-6A into 2-1-4C, the classic confirmed from Roa there. Nice IAD jump in. Alright, 3C, gonna get a little bit of the Mahe there. Going for the safe jump. Ooh, going for the... Dude, I need to practice some of those myself. Those look super duper cool, but unfortunately, if you don't keep the pressure going, Masoma will find where to mash out, and then the 2-3-6A into J2-3-6C. Oh no, the heat! Very scary place to be for Lucy. Look at all the health they're losing as they block, and then especially if you get hit, you lose quite a lot of health there. Although it is good to keep in mind you do recover health if you shield, like every time you start a new sequence of shielding, if you get a successful shield off and then unshield, you recover a bit of normal health and recoverable health. So very nice stuff there. Good to keep in mind against projectile characters like Vlov. Oh, that awareness! Outstanding reactions from Lucy on the Roa. Getting the charge, I very much like that. Going for, alright, super jump mix. Keeping the pressure going. The Roker palette, bringing the jokes. Well, this pressure is certainly not one until it gets heated on. Very good patience from Lucy. Can go for something risky here, but why do that when you can just keep the advantage going as Roa can? Alright, going for these 2-3-6A resets on the block pressure. But you do have to spend a little bit of dinero, a little bit of cash if you want to keep the pressure going after that. Also, you can't tech the throw after doing a shield like that. Air shield gives you quite a lot of landing recovery. Very scary position to be in. Ooh, going for the charged overhead, but Lucy getting out just in time with the 2-3-6A into lightning. Oh no! I don't know if they went for a grab or whatever there, but that definitely did not work out for them. I don't think it's going to hit. Someone does still have to get one more hit in, and Lucy might be able to make it with one more hit. Do they have the OTG sequence? Nah, they're just keeping. All right. Ooh, good call. Just waiting a little bit for Masoma to show their hand, show what's up, and yeah, just throw a little DP. All right, right in the middle of when they can't do anything about it. Very good
Java
stuff. Yo, what's up?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to finish before I jumped in.
Dude, when I'm solo commentating, I just don't breathe.
That's definitely an ADHD vibe. Alright, so who won game one? Was it Masoma?
It was Masoma. So we're now in game 3, actually. Masoma took game 1. LucyBruh took game 2.
Okay.
And, yeah, Lucy actually made some outstanding adjustments there. Really nice stuff to see from her.
Yeah, I have played Lucy in bracket a few times now, and I think she is one of the best rollers in North America for sure.
Definitely see that from what's on screen. I mean, not right now because I'm not getting a turn, but a little bit before that. Ooh.
Yeah, I really like this variation of the safe jump that Masoma is using. You saw him hit me with that a lot earlier. And I feel like it's a nice way for him to mix up his Oki. But right now, Lucy's looking like the one in control with this roll. And did you see someone get counter hit by that frame kill with like a 5cc?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very enticing. I mashed against it once and then I died. It was bad.
Yeah, because it's like the dude like tap dances on you and then is still plus. So.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, then Masoma plus 1 round, bringing them to set point here, and what a way to start their set point, getting counter hit starter on Lucy. A little bit of meter spend into the... Oh, good call from Masoma, recognizing how Lucy had dealt with those situations before and calling out the unshield with the 6BC. This is looking pretty grim for Lucy. Alright, blocks the low. Blocks the low.
This is... Okay.
Was that a 3C? Just like straight up, or did they shield that? Oh no, that was a 3C straight up.
That was
Holy
just a raw
shit.
3C, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Masoma looked very, very strong right there.
Yeah.
Great
Although,
player.
Heike, shout out to Lucy, not only for putting up an excellent show with Ro, but also having the Joker, the Roker palette, if you will. Very much appreciated. All right.
Yep. Getting our next match, it's going to be Abister versus Oni. Oni eliminated me. He's been a pretty strong Shiki, just like has limited time to enter stuff. And he has a Blaze Blue background as well as a pretty decent Ragna. And then Abister is like in contention for the best Miyako in North America, probably.
Yeah, I'd say so. They are. Dude, when they play, like, not just because I'm commentating, but like when I'm watching them, I feel like I can't breathe. This dude is... Y'all thought like May from Strive was a gorilla? Like, Abister on Melty Blood type Lumina Miyako is the king of gorilla. You know, as the one Strive player put it. King of gorilla.
Gorilla. Yeah, Abister is a very, very solid player. They definitely play very fast, but I have noticed in a lot of their sets, like their set against, I think it was, not Scrot, who did I see them play?
Was it Red Blade?
Yeah, I think it was Red Blade. They do show the ability to just like slow themselves down and play a little bit more reactively when they need to, which I think is a really valuable skill set. Because a lot of people can turn up the speed, but I don't know if they can turn themselves down.
Yeah.
Turn themselves down. But I would say Abister's definitely a player that can turn them, like adjust their tempo to the player, but by default, they're a very fast player.
Also, for those of y'all in the chat, don't forget we're doing channel point predictions, so if you want to have the thrill of betting just like you were on Will It Kill from Sajam's channel, go ahead, participate in the completely legal gambling while we watch a high schooler beat the shit out of a child, or maybe the opposite. And that's one thing we'll see a lot from Abister here, is one thing they really like to do is when they get shielded, going for the BC follow-up into, I think, air dash JB or something like that. And while it works pretty good mid-screen, it does not work quite as well going into the corner. And OniNYC.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Oni so far. Nice BC out. Oh my god, and then the punish on the launcher, which is one of the best things you can do. And this could very quickly turn around. Abister's almost definitely getting a safe heat right here. And Oni needs to find another hit to close out this round. Does find a counter hit to feet, and I believe that should close out the round with the spin through. Yep.
Yeah, nice stuff. Dude, I'm so glad this game doesn't have the Dragon Ball Z, like, heat health recovery system, whatever, sparking.
Oh god, yeah. You just
like
recovered during super cinematics.
It's like so depressing just watching your entire super play out and then gain health during it. It's like, alright, guy.
Oh no.
The McDonald's!
Yeah, the McDonald's coming out. Actually, the Gypsy with him right here. Only finding a 2A starter is going to be able to maintain corner pressure right here. Nice gets thrown.
And one thing you'll see a lot from Abister and other high-level Miyakos is Miyako's one of those few characters who has throw conversions, so they're very good at playing around throw, especially when it's like kind of the de facto answer to shielding at all.
Yeah, I would say that having a combo throw is one of the most valuable things you can have in this game, and Miyako gets it like anywhere. Just as the option to reset off it if like you want to try for a bigger starter, which is something I've definitely seen Abister do, like we saw with the double throw. Right now though, this is looking great for Oni, calling out the shield with throw, trying to throw bait right there with the air back dash, but doesn't find one.
Oh, yeah,
hey, counter jab.
Dude, honestly, every time I see someone shield against Abister and then they don't get that shield instantly, like, it's over. Abister's moving too fast. GG. Ooh, nice. Auto combo keeping safe.
Ooh, catches the back. I actually think Oni can close this out right here by going into the right routing. Okay.
Oh, no, he had to charge that!
Yeah, he could have had that. Does find the 2-2A though, and OniNYC taking the first game off Abister, looking to make waves in this tournament right now. Abister is not a player you can sleep on, so the fact that OniNYC, even if he doesn't close out the set, took a game is very good.
God damn it.
What?
The intro line here. Oh, Oni-chan.
Retweet the Scarehook Gang God. Alright, this is looking really good for Oni so far. I'm just actually he's right here, and dude just connects and finds a hit. Okay.
Dude, he's hitting them with the Bart Simpson, just throw your arms around until they run into it. Oh my god.
Oh, Abister finds a DP starter right here. Jesus Christ, I cannot believe... How fast does that shit recover? Why can't my 3C recover that fast? Hello?
Dude, who, like, has it in their mind to just... Like, they see those clash and they just keep going, until it works. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you shielded? That's a damn shame, my friend.
I don't think I've seen as many shield BCs as I've seen in this set, let alone the number of clashes that I've seen. Oh my god, the JA starter from Abister is going to take a full corner carry off of this.
There's someone who likes to, I mean, Abister really just feels like it's almost never worth shielding them, unless you're, like, pretty certain of what they're going to do, because just the speed with which they go to the next option is just so high that it's really hard to make it so you don't just get bonked afterwards. Very nice moon drive there.
That was a BlazBlue with punish right there with the moon drive. Love seeing that in this game. Oh, counter hit, fatal. I believe actually this might kill. Oh, no, okay, can't. Oh my god, a wake up 2C. Just the combo. Only is able to find it right here, but just goes into normal DP under, finds the heat, no punish here from Abister. It does find the 5C starter, and Abister is going to close out game 2, tying it up 1-1.
I really like how Abister is taking these stray air hits, just going to the air, like BC, and then moon skill elbow to like get them to the ground, get the conversion over with. So a lot of the times, especially on these characters where it's like, it's really easy to crash the car, you know, as they say. It's like, it can be pretty hard to get those like precise, you know, poke them in the air and then hit the ground before they do so you can do your normal combo. Very nice consistency from Abister there. Oh no, the low! What?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, throws are faster than jabs, so that kind of makes sense. Oh, no.
The classic. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about... Oh, that Nyx? That was hot.
Dude, Miyako JC gotta go. Jesus, this is scary.
Nah, this is her JB, the, like, butterfly thing.
That's JB? Okay.
Yeah, it's, Dog shared, like, Dog is the Miyako in our friend group, and he keeps sharing this, like, one image where it's the two hand emojis replacing Miyako's own hands. Just two big stop signs on either side of her. It is probably the, like, strongest jump in there. Also, that is unblockable. And, that's a button you can press. Alright.
Oh my god, this is...
Outstanding mix from Abister there. You do anything but hold back.
Oh
shit!
Okay,
dang. Imagine almost being an advantage versus Abister. That's crazy, dude.
Great showing from Oni this tournament, though. Taking a game off of Kilo, eliminating me, and taking a game off Abister, that is super respectable. Good for him.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of felt like I sound like I was talking shit just because of how much I like Abister's play, but very, very nice stuff from Oni there.
Yeah, Abister is just absolute black. Almost said absolute black. Absolute blast to watch. Alright. And look who we have here. Lucy versus Kilo.
Oh, boy. Oh, that Lucy. Okay, let's go, gamers. So, Roa versus Maids. Honestly, it's been pretty interesting seeing the Maids population kind of fluctuate as we go further and further into the game's meta. You know, we always see so much. Maids are the kind of character where if you look up their tag on Twitter, you want to refund the game just because it's like, what the fuck? It's just that kind of insanely scary tech. And dude, Lucy with the Rick Roa?
Oh no.
Let's go. You know, I kind of wanted to have my custom palettes on, but Lucy is just doing the custom palette stuff too much justice. I can't. This is too powerful.
I knew Lucy was a unique individual when I saw the Rick Sanchez Roa. All right, so I don't know about you. I personally think that I might just be a big Lucy fan, but I think Lucy has this. I'm really curious to see if Kilo has the experience against a Roa of this caliber, and additionally, how well Hisui does against Roa in general. Because to be honest with you, I haven't really seen this much of that matchup. You can see both these players really focusing on their meter economy, getting a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'm noticing it on my end too. Oh, dude.
Okay.
Oh, gamers. Okay, so if y'all need to check this real quick, one of y'all can alt F4 because you know, since there's some stuff that's kind of hard to avoid in an online tournament, but we do our best to try and, you know, navigate around those circumstances. So one, we connection test everyone, but unfortunately, just because of the nature of computers and the internet, sometimes you'll get two specific people where they have fine connections with everyone else, but sometimes just the connection between them, it has to go through third world country like Texas or something, and it just doesn't quite work out. So looks like Kilo just joined right back up. I don't know if they're going to
switching the training stage.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so one thing we do recommend to everyone in this tournament is to pick training stage, because a big cause a lot of these issues isn't necessarily the connection, but the two most important parts to having a good connection in a rollback, or really any game, but especially rollback games, is you have to have good stable ping, and then you have to have a stable frame rate, because that frame rate is very important for both players getting the information they need when they need it, so their game can run properly. So if you're not running into full 60, you got to do whatever you can to fix that gamer, because that is kind of a requirement.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this looks like they're playing it out. I don't see anything on the spectator end, so it looks like the match is getting played
Oh. Alright, there's a little bit. Oh, dude, that wasn't a hiccup. That was a burp.
Okay, it looks like they're playing it out. I'll be able to do just an up-to-date net check on both these players.
Unblockable setup, very nice stuff from Lucy. So a big thing to keep in mind with Roa in particular is that while you can, the lightning is air blockable. If you're not careful and air block the lightning, they go into lightning super, they can just hit you with a ground normal, and that is unblockable if you're in the air, so you gotta be really careful.
This little pressure from Lucy is just insane. What do you do about this?
Dude, I love how Lucy has just DP'd almost every moon trick. Fuck your ladle. Get that shit out of here.
And I love the way that both these players are moving. They're moving very fast. Still pretty defensive neutral, mind you, but they are using their air options to try to disguise their intentions as much as possible. With Kilo here, finding a hit with the two-way starter on the other side, drops the combo, unfortunately, and a fatal starter for Lucy.
They're gonna go do that. Interesting. Okay, cool. It's always nice seeing another person who plays the same character as you, the way they route their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy, especially the like one thing they have more than any other row I've seen, personally at least, has been those like block strings they do. They are, and it's just the like normal like grounded rebeats and stuff. Those like air sequences are quite impressive from them. It's the safety of the lightning.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think the other thing I see Lucy doing a lot of is just really good throw baits with like IID backdash, which I think you're seeing more on Roa. But she's always able to just cash out on them completely whenever they hit a big counter hit starter. And Kilo is interesting. I've seen Kilo play both Maids point, but it looks like he is going to be sticking with the Hisui primarily. And unfortunately, even though he's trying to buy himself some time, the thing about Roa is you can just press 236B and then potentially get in if you meet her, which makes things a little trickier to set up.
I just love that string. It's like, okay, also, I discovered this earlier today, which is like super duper cool. If you try to BC the J236B, the like little ribcage Roa makes, because it's a projectile and not like a move, it persists after you hit them with BC. And if you did the BC immediately, you get hit by the J236B. It's incredibly funny.
Oh, okay. Throwback on the shield. Just a counter hit to a starter. I'm wondering if maybe that was a missed DP, and Lucy's not really the kind of player to mash and wake up like that. That comes out. Actually, EX DP this time. Again, those are a little bit faster, like we had discussed in one of the earlier sets. BC to get out of the shield interaction. This is anyone's game right here. Kilo, though, on the offensive. Great shield out from Lucy. A BC from both players. And a telly, but not a counter hit, so there's no full conversion. This is really, really scary. Someone's going to actually die. I don't know how long it's going to take, though.
Alright, going to EX Dust. Oh, very risky grab input from Lucy there. Maybe tried to jump and got hit by that, but fortunately did not quite work out for them. Kilo pulling just ever so slightly ahead, taking game one. Yeah, I really like seeing how Lucy is like, how they adjust throughout each of these matches they play. So especially like, I swear every time they've gone into those like special Roa air strings, it's like done wonders on Kilo. They definitely seem like they not quite up to date on how to work with it. Oh, what's up?
Oh, Mike, is the game going for you?
Oh, did you desync?
Yeah, it desynced me. I mean, it looks like the match is going.
Put it up on here. I have like Omega Ultra Fiber, so I can probably stream that to Discord in addition to Twitch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, very nice from Lucy. Getting the knockdown. Going for those fancy air strings we were just talking about. And resetting pressure with 236A. Oh, that's so cool! Keeping it safe. Dude, yeah,
oh my, I almost had a heart attack because I had the Animal Friends Discord open and I was like, where's Java's stream? Okay. We're good now.
Okay. Ooh, very cool. Getting the OTT with the 2-2C.
This is a billion damage.
Shit. That's skilled very well. Getting quite a lot of damage there. Playing around the
He's
bento. Air block! Don't want to do that!
Damn, we jumped that Roa with meter, that sucks. I mean, that couldn't be there. Oh, nice in the scoop as well to fade over Shield Lucy on the board in game 2.
Honestly, if you're like within that 1200 health range where if you grab your die versus Roa, it is one of the worst places to play. And 2CC, one of Roa's best starters, you get a nice little chunk of damage, putting them in the corner.
Okay. Okay, there's the IA.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that move was like the devil when this game came out, but no one really talks about it.
Yeah,
anymore. It's funny.
Like the one thing I've noticed, I think every time they've gone for it, it's just been snuffed out by Lucy. Oh my god!
Oh wow!
Get both of them out
here.
here.
I didn't even realize Kohaku was point for a second. I was like, why is Hisui not getting hit?
Okay. Hisui, get up! Why isn't she getting up, Grunkle?
Oh my god, that was nasty.
Oh, neither of them getting up anymore.
Jeez, that was just a clean sweep right there from Lucy off the first hit, and this is anyone's game.
Dang, Shin Megami in me, the true friend to everyone. They are cheering for both players as hard as possible.
Oh, my game crashed.
Oh, straight up? Let's go, GrunkleBarlowe. I'm gonna put a little PogChamp in chat for you. PogChamp. Yeah, I think sometimes the game can just be a little weird, but thankfully, like, you know, this is actually a pretty good point, time to bring this up. The I don't know if y'all saw, but on Twitter, like, you had the main programmer for this game, Kimone, asking about, like, asking for help with understanding, like, one-sided rollbacks and how to fix that kind of stuff, which is pretty important for, like, just someone who this is their first, like, rollback game for.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I blinked.
Oh, yeah.
I blinked and Kilo just got a perfect on Lucy round one. Maybe we should talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Yo, Kilo,
This is what happens when you have two commentators with ADHD. Okay.
Dude, we gotta give them the script again. They're not following the script. Oh, that's not on the script.
Ooh,
Yo, this hurts so much. That's an excellent route. Yikes.
Dude, this is like my Shiki B&B plus Arc Drive. That combo just did. Christ.
Dude, I love one thing in TF8 that like is in this game to some extent is the little like TK special inputs. That's what you have to do for those like the double like air ribcage thing, and it is so satisfying to pull off in the corner like that, and also pretty down as you can see there.
Right, last round here. Lucy with a very nice resource economy. Kilo, though, getting the first hit. Drops the combo. That is not a good time to drop the corner. Carry setup and a fatal Telly B start. Telly B, this isn't TVH. A fatal starter? That is really good. Okay, this is gonna be rough.
Oh, wait, sorry if y'all hear that on stream. Dude, I forgot. If I had to like cough for a sec, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna mute Discord, but it's literally not listening to Discord, it's just listening to my mic.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
All right,
Okay,
Rick Sanchez. Is he gonna find Morty?
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Moondrive's still on deck, so Kilo has a chance here. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. What was that starter? Was that 4BC?
That was, yeah, so 4BC is like very situational convert off of, but one thing you can always convert it into because of the wall bounce is 236C, the like full dashing everywhere on the screen that both Roa and CL have actually. So very nice conversion there from Lucy, taking Kilo out of bracket. Actually, I didn't even think about that. We were in losers quarters there. Kilo going out at
5th place.
5th. Yeah, very nice stuff.
Dude, I placed the same as Defi. This is such a weird tournament. And Abisters and losers so early, like, that's a winner's finals boy usually.
Oh, did you already do that?
Did I do the bracket? Yeah, I've been doing the bracket.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, and honestly, I think the more we get into this, the more we're going to see these kind of... This game seems like it could be a game that's hard to place high consistently in, or like the exact kind of like high rank, because especially when like it just feels so like player dependent as opposed to like matchup dependent from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you know, I would agree with you, Java, because I feel like, you know, a really good example I think is just with Shield. Everyone is kind of approaching Shield differently at the moment. You know, everyone kind of has a different layer one and how they follow up to that adjustment, and I feel like there's no really like really solid set of options you can pick from to just kind of like steamroll your way through, if that makes sense. You kind of have to adjust it to the player you're fighting. And also this Melty, I feel, I don't know about AACC, so if you're an AACC fan and you get offended at me, sorry, but I believe Melty tends to be a more system-oriented game for a lot of matchups, so it really does come down to like how players use the system, and we've especially seen that like in these Yusoro matches especially, where you see like his shield usage and how he uses Moondrive having a really big outcome on the match.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Like, at the very least, the biggest mechanic, as you said, like, shield has much more of an impact on the overall flow of the game than it did in NBA ACC.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't have any of those, like, extra mechanics to kind of get out of block pressure. Like, you don't have guard cancel consistently. You have to heat to get guard cancel. It's a bit different mechanic. You don't have... I think the biggest one, honestly, is EX guard or EX shield, where if you do it with like instant block timing, so just press back right before you block.
Yeah, you get like a special follow-up, right?
Yeah, you like push them away or get like really good frame data on the shield.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And I was just gonna say, I feel like Abister and Yusoro are the exact same type of player. So this is really
just what I was thinking. Like, really watching a Mario ditto without the Marios. Ooh,
Oh my god,
that was hot.
Is this death? In the arch drive, right? Oh, okay, no, just
they
take
could have gone for it. Yeah, I'm not sure if that quite would have hit. Got the Stone Hat mix. Actually, do you call it Stone Hat if it's like bad for you?
I call it a scramble situation, personally.
Oh, well, Abister getting scrambled all over the wall right now. That's a clean 5,000. Dude, that's like 6,000 damage. That was insane. Very nice combo from Yusoro. Very nice tech. Who the fuck?
Who takes air throws in this game, excuse me? Just be counter hit like the rest of us.
Damn, some people will do anything instead of go to therapy. Oh my god.
Anyway, Abister tying it up with the rounds. Both these players pretty starved of resources, so this could be a little more of an uphill battle.
Yusoro does get the right hit, does get the
Ooh, anti-airs with 2-2-B. What do you mean? Oh. I can't.
Eat hot neutral.
This is definitely something interesting. Okay, fatal area.
Oh, dude, they were. I mean, I don't know if you saw that, Grunkle, but they had the after images. So from that far away, they did the overhead up kicks. Very interesting choice.
That
But
doesn't have anything, right? You can just like jab.
no,
out
no,
of it?
you can just jab out of it.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh wow, actually, really nice awareness from Yusoro there. One thing. Holy shit!
Dude, these two are flying.
Dude, like
I
we're
feel like I'm
actually
watching Marvel.
Cirque de anime in here. Stop.
Wow, that was a very close game, but game one goes to Yusoro. I almost said Abister.
Yeah, Yusoro does not like VTubers beating the shit out of Gura there. Oh my god, dude, I'm like... I love the pace of this game, but also it's just so different commentating it from other stuff, because by the time I finish like a sentence, one person's either got perfect or they have both finished like 3 whole-ass interactions, especially players who are as quick on the uptake as these two.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think Yusoro has been doing really well this past week, especially, but like beating Abister, if he closes it out and beats Abister right here, I think that would solidify him as one of the better players in North America in this game.
Yeah, we've seen him do pretty decently well in previous Row Rodeos, but I think their performance this week has like been quite the standout.
Yeah. Oh, Moondrive comes out, and the 2B punish on the cartwheel unfortunately drops the combo. Gets fatal at the 5C, and actually Abister going to close out that game. Yusoro letting that one really slip through his fingers.
Animate roll. Ooh, JC, another fatal. Oh, but no conversion. And yeah, one thing you really... Oh my god. I really like how Abister has been using the... First of all, that button. They just use it like nobody's business. That armor! Holy shit, that was Yang.
My goodness,
BB
this
tag.
is so good for Abister.
Oh, dude. They were ready. They're like, you want to press buttons? I'll show you buttons. Come here. Your last
good
start?
with
Oh,
that
no.
air throw after the BC. I've never seen that before in my life. That was definitely something. Oh my god, another... Dude, how does this keep happening? Abister's gonna close this out, but Jesus.
I mean, I'm glad Abister took that, because now we get to see more of this gorilla on gorilla action. Holy. Dude, like, they're just... Sometimes when I'm playing casuals, you know, I'll just start doing options that, like, oh, this could be either funny or useful. And if it's not useful, at least it'll be funny. It seems like they have done every single one of those in existence and then just exclusively gone to the useful ones that also look funny. Because they are... Some of these, like, post-Moondrive and just post-class options they've gone for are... I mean, off the wall isn't even, like, beginning to describe it.
Dude, I feel like these two are skipping layers against each other. Like we went from just like Moondrive block into Moondrive both players tech an air throw. Like, what is going on? Oh, the VP is baited.
Actually. Alright.
Yeah, Abister on set point right here finds a fatal starter into an air throw. It's looking good. Actually, the shield gets countering it right here, but I believe that's 2 Cs. That's going to be a decent chunk of damage and be a nice position for you, Zoro. Oop. Whoa, that...
unfortunate.
Yeah, this turned around very quickly. Has a lot of meter on deck, so you can definitely... Oh, just runs under it. Yeah, that 2B is such a great normal to press an opponent's landing because it has such a low hurt box that it'll actually make a lot of jump-ins with at most sides. Oh, DC can both fire.
Dude, I love how they both went for the exact same option, but unfortunately for Yusoro, Miyako's JB is the one that will always win those interactions.
Yeah, the chicken wing doing a lot right there, and Abister is going to take this 2-1, but a very respectful showing from Yusoro, going home at 5th place.
Very nice stuff. I really like how Abister used Miyako's Nair throughout that.
You sound like Blake right now.
Dude, I mean, we've said this before. We need to get Blake to commentate one of these, like...
Okay, no. I have... Hold on, let me get Winners Finals on the stream really quick.
Okay. Oh my god.
I actually do have a story about that.
Oh.
When Biz Casual and I were playing AACC, we were going to try to get Blake to play it with us because we thought it'd be a good fighting game for him to start with. And then we told him the name, it was Melty Blood, and he's like, "Don't joke, what's the actual name of the game?" And we kept saying it was Melty Blood, and he said, "What's the actual fucking name?" As if we were making it up.
Dude, Blake literally doesn't believe in anime. Holy shit.
I mean, I don't believe in anime.
Damn. Oh my god.
Can't say I blame you.
Also, I need to get this off my... Actually, wait, no. Abister won their set, right?
Yeah, Abister won 2-1. A lot of 2-1s today.
Yeah, very, sign of a healthy game, right? Healthy.
Yeah.
For the entire set, I just kept thinking, Stabister. Because it's S plus Abister. It's Stabister. Alright, off to a slow start. Yo. That was sick. That was a punish on that fireball. Very clean stuff from Luna there. One thing you'll see, dude.
That was...
They look like they were going to get that conversion. Oh, Lord.
These two are from the same region, by the way. I think they literally go to the same locals. And I know I think they were usually against each other in Uni. I don't know if they play offline or not or anything yet. But these two should definitely be familiar with each other as just fighting game players. So we might see a lot of stuff that you don't normally see between just, like when Masoma fights, random Goombas, what happens.
See Masoma's other layers that we almost never get to see. Ooh, that was some confidence right there, shielding that. That was, that kind of shield is a hard call out, because most of the time you just die if you do that.
Oh, I think my lobby just exploded. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Discord stuff still if you need it. Someone getting the hit in, taking the clean third of Luna's health as per usual. Dude, is that... it almost feels like a strat at this point, them missing that exact setup into OS. Because, I mean, every time it's worked out, the person has reacted just a little bit too late and then gotten counter-hit by the thing Masoma does after shield. Ooh, jump cancel, keep it safe. Ooh, excellent awareness.
Oh, there's the cross a Pete, you know the drill. Oh, I think that's it.
That's actually kind of interesting that didn't shield there. I thought it would have.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, Lunar was at a moon gauge, right? So probably it just ran out. Or probably the recovery was... Oh, my game crashed again. Dude, I don't know what's going on with my copy of Melty today. I mean, this is not the players.
Bonking you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, someone with a good game one right here. Yeah, you can see Luna's already starting to slow down a bit more. Just hold shield. Just make you approach me. I'm not doing anything today.
Yeah. That's definitely one thing you'll see from a lot of people that are comfortable with this matchup. If Vlov, if you just hold down back plus D when you're full screen from Vlov, he can do literally nothing without approaching you. So. Right? starting to pressure. Oh, very nice call out from them. You know, one thing you'll see from a lot of these higher level players is they'll kind of feint an IND reset that you'll see on a lot of these block strings. Oh my god, JB hitting Lunar. Could this be it? Double EX? Oh,
no, I don't think so. Yeah, I got an air tech reset anyway. And it's very scary to air tech when you're in the corner like that, just because everything is air unblockable in this game. Every ground almost. So it's really easy to just get messed up by that. Nope.
Oh,
the call out. Nice. Yeah, BC starter. A lot of needed to work with right here. Basically, we've seen Lunar's probably just going to take the level 1. Yeah. Instead of good throw tech from Masoma. Not something that's easy to do in this game. Definitely showing his uni player background right there.
And that's one of the counters you can do without like full screen shielding. So big thing to keep in mind is if you whiff a shield, you lose a chunk of moon gauge. So while Masoma's doing these like high fireballs to bait it, dang.
Yeah, it's a weird arc drive to punish.
Oh god. Let's go.
Oh wow, this is a full conversion rate. Yeah, and actually quite a bit of damage if I'm not mistaken. Probably level 1 or just air throw. Yeah, just taking the air throw. Oh, I thought if he actually went for the throw there, he would have won, but actually Lunar going to close out the round with a normal throw. No fail. And so far, so good. This is looking pretty good for him, but unfortunately, Vlov gets stronger when he loses for some reason, so... now the zoning is a little more straightforward. Or a little less straightforward.
1, 2. Yeah, one thing I'm curious about, because we like don't have too many different play styles of Noel, because like Luna's the main Noel we got in this tournament.
Yeah.
Is like the kind of resets you can go for, because I know one thing people were pretty excited for at like the beginning of the meta, or when the game first released, was her standing resets you can do off of her like 1-2 Rekka.
I mean, I think most people have just kind of found that going for the Oki is a lot better. I mean, I think you can buff her shield at a hit stun, can't you? So, like,
yeah.
You probably don't want to... You might as well just take the damage and play the same kind of RPS anyway. I think Lunar's actually going to be able to close this game out. Yeah, he is tied up 1-1.
Yeah,
and back in the lobby,
see
much
the
actual game now.
The player familiarity here.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Melty, please. Okay, no, we're good.
Melty about to go into your house, remove you from your computer chair.
Oh my god, dude. Love this game, but sometimes gets on my nerves with this.
Yo, just like Luna gets on Masoma's head, bonking him with the charge JC. Yo, the cross, that's kind of cool. Ooh, the clash, put the moon drive in response. Very clean play, and then still keeps them in the corner. That's kind of hot.
Yeah, that was super, super nice.
Oh my god, it's just... when these high-level players just like do nothing or just stick with the same option for a little bit longer than it feels like comfortable to do, it is so scary.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of uni players especially, I've noticed, like, a lot of them are very stubborn about staying on layer 1. I mean, you see that a lot from players like Red Blade especially. I mean, it just kind of like puts the burden of responding on their opponent, and they know that, you know, that they know how to adapt. So like they're just kind of doing the same thing to try to force some kind of response from you. Also, Masoma tends to be a little more reserved. I'm seeing him actually be a lot more aggressive, and I'm kind of wondering if that has to do with how Luna's been shielding in a lot of these sets so far, or in a lot of these rounds so far.
Yeah, like we aren't seeing quite as much zoning, which, I mean, right here, you're seeing what happens. Ooh, very nice. Yes, so the down back D is a bit more effective in full screen than right there, because as you can see, like in that mid range, not only does Vlov have his ID JP or JC, he also has his standing overhead, which is 5C charge, I think, something like that.
It's a 6C, yeah.
6C. Oh yeah, the Yoshi hammer.
Yeah, the Yoshi hammer. Oh, okay.
Super bonded time. Let's go. Nice.
Yeah. This is Lunar's round to win. Oh, no! Wait, I think he's dead. It doesn't have Moondrive, but I think it just go straight to Archive and finish it right here, right? Oh, not quite, not.
That's what you thought, GrunkleBarlowe.
Yeah.
Alright, gain a little bit of health, and, you know, normally you need a counter hit convert, but who needs to convert when you just kill him?
You know, Vlov can 3C that teleport on reaction, but I think Masoma just wasn't really looking for it because, you know, Lunar knows not to lean on that option too heavily, so I think saving it for where it was going to win him around is a really good idea. Oh, shield and BC, but no follow-up, and Masoma's just going to continue the corner pressure, but unfortunately he gets good punish with shield with the 2C starter, and it's going to be a nice chunk of damage and a setup here for you.
Did you know Luna has done that setup in so many different ways when all Masoma does there is just sit and wait?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which.
The aggressive scoop.
Oh my gosh, very nice stuff.
The later we get in the bracket, the number of BCs that I see just increases exponentially. I really do think that part of why Masoma likes to moon charge so much is because it keeps BC like available for him. Oh, the heat whips, and Masoma's gonna close out game 2 or game 3. Excuse me.
Yeah. Masoma bringing up 2-1. Thankfully, that one we are in winners finals, so we get just a bit more, or maybe even a lot more of this match here. First of 3, best of 5. Dude, Masoma not having like a nameplate's kind of spooky.
It's a bit of a ghostly presence.
Yeah.
Quiet fellow, but a nice kid. I really like him.
You shall not be named.
Games too. Yeah, and you can again see how much more Masoma is like pressuring his mid-range and like approaching just to gain space. I'm actually learning a lot about how to improve with the Vlov matchup from watching this.
Yeah, like the further we get into this set, the less and less we see of that like full screen just Vlov doing this thing. Because also one thing we're seeing quite a lot more of, or just when they do it at least, is the like at this spacing right here. I feel like that's where it's decided, because that's the spacing at which Luna can super jump at Vlov and get that punish if he decides to go for projectile or stomp. That's also the spacing where Vlov can go for some of his really scary setups. Very nice play from both of them.
Yeah, I am curious what how both these players feel about this matchup, because I can kind of see why this might be more on the annoying side for Vlov, between Noel having pretty nice normals and some projectile presence with the keys. I can see why it might be harder for Vlov than some of his other matchups.
One thing that I haven't actually seen from Noel so far that I'm like loving from Luna is they'll do like key toss into Moondrive instantly, so they can just assess what's going on. And it seems like a lot of the time they're doing it with the intent of catching a backdash, so if they catch that backdash, get a full conversion, nice chunk of damage.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing I noticed about the Uni players. They do like to use Moondrive as sort of a, just like a screen freeze check, check and neutral a little bit more. I guess just so that, you know, you can do things like what you just said, react to the backdash or handle situations that you normally would have to guess on or not be able to react to.
Oh, the clash. So, like a lot, or a couple of other characters with really strong JCs, Noel's JC has a clash box in addition to the normal hitbox, so if she charges it, you get, you know, if you clash with it, you gotta make sure you get ready for the hit afterwards, because the backdash is gonna bait the blood heat. Holy shit. This almost 4 bars of super.
So much damage. Yeah, and no chance of seeing the last Darkest run from Masoma because that blood heat is completely out just from one combo. Masoma's got to work up heavy. No moon gauge, no meter, but that's really a nice hit right here. The charge as he started.
Alright, very scary stuff. Luna's going to keep it nice and safe. BC, get out of here. I don't want to RPS this. Gets the key. Is that going to be enough? It will. Luna bring it up 2-2, giving us a final game in this, honestly, some of the highest level Melty Blood type Lumina I've seen so far. I am so hyped.
Both these players are very clean, very fast-paced in their decision-making. I think we're seeing a side of Masoma that we just haven't really seen from anyone else yet. Definitely elemental player familiarity here, like we talked about earlier. So much moon gauge usage, so much use of shield, BC. A lot of just unorthodox choices I feel like I'm seeing. I guess no one's ever really unlocked EX Masoma yet, but we're starting to see it right here.
Definitely.
Oh, this JC starter.
How deliberately they timed that. Just so, like, It's just so cool. Like, they know what the other is going for and just what to do to get around it. Oh my god. Delay. Yo, the
That must be
strong.
I think he's dead. I think last archer here should kill, right?
Maybe?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This is definitely
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Wow. Lunar might actually be. When was the last time we saw Masoma in Losers?
Has Masoma been in Losers?
Not in an RR, I don't think. I feel like I want to say maybe Infinity put him in Losers one time, but even like NLBC, I don't think I've seen Masoma go to Losers yet. So this is a possibility.
And honestly, if Luna does this with a character that a lot of people have kind of written off as just like one of the worst potentially, that's just outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting because Noel was kind of just ignored when this meme came out, but a lot of Japanese players and a few American players have commented that they think that she seems really strong. And I think Lunar could potentially close it out right here. Needs just one more clean hit in order to close it out. Throws the shield, not enough to kill. Oh,
Dude.
wow, and Lunar's actually going to take it.
I love, like, Luna is just forcing Masoma to do this RPS, this losing RPS, and just, I mean, making the top player just guess. That's some outstanding mental fortitude from Luna there. Really good stuff from both players, though. You can't have a good set without both players giving it their all. And I am, you know, honestly, I love all y'all in losers bracket, but I kind of want to see the rematch in grand finals here.
Yeah. We gotta get Abister and Lucy in here first, though. Oh, wait.
Now, this is one I'm pretty interested to see because I know, at least in my personal time with Roa, I feel like he can kind of potentially struggle with the gnat that is Miyako. But seeing how Abister, or seeing how, wait, is it Julie?
Is it what?
Oh, Lucy. Dude, I just can't remember names for jack shit right now. Anyways, nicer words from Javamorris. Like, the way Lucy has used their reversals has been so incredibly effective in all of the matches I've seen them in.
Right. Yeah, so these two actually have a history even within the past few days. I know in the XVO tournament, I want to say Abister maybe double eliminated Lucy. I don't remember that for sure. And then in this bracket, Lucy beat Abister 2-1 in winners. So this is actually a rematch of this tournament. And like you said, I'm very curious to see this because I feel like Lucy does best when she can control the tempo of neutral, but can you control a creature like Abister is kind of the thing that I'm wondering.
Oh, well, I guess if they, I mean, that's a mid for what it's worth, so they definitely just called out the unshield, very clean stuff from Lucy there. Ooh, and then if you get these IAD Jason starters, that is really good stuff from Roa, unless you get hit afterwards. I'm not about that one, gamer. Ooh, the double staggers.
Not a lot of meter here to work with, but definitely going to be able to get into a decent situation. Yeah, probably just an air throw into right here. Yep, moon charging right here. Nice try. Oh, nice. Actually baits out the anti-air right there. Something we saw Abister get away with immensely against Usor earlier today. And Lucy is in on board.
I think one of the biggest things we'll see kind of make the difference in this matchup is going to be normal length. Like, both these are relatively fast characters, but Roa's normals just kind of, I mean, you know, Miyako's kind of work in, like, they both have their own strengths, but Roa's are much longer and than Miyako. So if you get these like quote counter quote interactions going, Roa is kind of going to win a lot of those by default. So you got to be very careful with Miyako.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really liking this just defense from Lucy. I'm kind of noticing that Abister's turns aren't usually lasting very long, which I feel like is pretty different from what we've seen so far. But he is going to close out this game and close out this round and tie it up for game 1. Lucy, though, a lot of meter on deck to work with. Row with meter is a much scarier BC neutral and has a lot of damage on deck as well. Unfortunately, gets fatal thrown and then thrown again.
I love Abister doing that. Like, it's just one of those things where you can just keep doing that until people, like, until you've been on stream enough that everyone begins to catch on. Because, like, after you see it, or doing resets like that, holy shit. We're talking about Noel standing resets, but that throw standing reset into the air grab? Kind of sick.
And this is 2 out of 3, so Abister is on set point right here.
Timer right now. 9:48, nice time. Also, if you add the S plus to Lucy, it becomes Stelucy.
Oh my goodness, stop. You need to be stopped. Viva Video. Oh, baits DP. This is gonna do a nice chunk of damage.
OTG there. Full combo afterwards.
Oh no, drops the combo, unfortunately. That's gonna be Abister's turn. Finds actually, I think that baited the shield that Lucy had held in order to catch the cross-up. So big opportunity lost for Lucy right there, and gets hit by the 5C into another reset. I think the Moondrive just into super should do it right here, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh, Abister on the set point.
Ender has definitely proved its worth for Abister. That Moondrive into super, like, honestly, just getting them in such a good situation after so many different kinds of just, like, honestly, scramble interactions.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Lucy has actually been like winning neutral pretty consistently. It's just that she hasn't been able to make a lot of her opportunities because of drops or scrambles or something that happens. It looks like, though, she's going to get a very nice clean round 2. I don't think this Archive will be quite enough to kill, but definitely going to be a good position for her.
Ooh.
Oh, TP.
They do their best to keep the distance.
Nice.
I love that they were, like, very, very aware of what Abister was going for there, because, you know, for better or for worse, Abister has been on stream quite a lot, and while they've gained quite a lot of fans, they've also shown that exact option a lot of times at this point.
Love it. I love whenever Lucy pops Moondrive and her opponent's above her, she just runs under and catches the landing recovery with one of Roa's many normals that can catch it, and it just has worked out very well. I really like the way that she's playing that situation, and actually looks like she's going to be able to take game 2. Definitely had a good advantage. Abister, though, plenty of meter. Oh, I think that'll close it. Yep.
Oh, that doesn't work anymore. Sorry. Having fun in Twitch chat with my brand new sub emote TM.
Yeah, tying it up 1-1. Anyone's game right here. I think it's just going to come down to momentum, personally. Okay, an early heat. That is, I think, the earliest I've ever seen heat spent in this game. Still, Lucy's able to get some good offense going off of this. Not a lot of meter to work with. Just find a counter hit 2C starter. And actually is going to be able to build a bit of meter and get an air throw. Yep.
Alright. Oh, nice. Staggering the rapid beat into 3C, into the 236A, getting conversion. Unfortunately, Abister,
oh no!
As soon as you take your eyes off them, they're just flying away and then flying right back at you.
Okay, Moondrive smashes through it, but no pickup. But unfortunately, the Moonskip right here getting thrown. Abister goes for reset. The EXDP actually hitting right here. Okay, he coming out from Abister. Oh, okay, good on him to shield.
Oh, okay, so I think this is going to be like a big anti-BC. Holy shit, okay. Oh,
that was really scary.
Like, okay, so real quick before we go into like 5 interactions later, like doing slightly delayed BC follow-up when someone BCs when you shield them has like proven super effective in just counter-hitting them and completely like... It's like BC is supposed to be like the thing where it's like, oh, if you do this, you know, you don't have to worry about anything. But it is like the most direct counterplay to it I've seen so far.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. She shields the DP and gets a launcher punish right here. This is looking really good for Lucy. Still has a Moondrive to work through. Abister actually just getting counter hit on Wake Up. May have been a misinputted DP, but Lucy's definitely the one in control right here, and I think we'll be able to close it out with the right routing. Yep. And Lucy takes the 2-1. Abister going home at 4th place.
Lucy versus Masoma. If I'm not mistaken, it is a rematch from winners semis. Masoma did take it 2-1 earlier, but Lucy coming in a bit more hot, a bit more ready for what Masoma has to offer, and maybe they've gained a little bit of insider knowledge from watching that very long 2 to 3 set versus Masoma versus Lunar.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Have these two played? I don't think they've played in an RR.
No, they played earlier.
Lucy and Masoma?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh, they did. I'm sorry. You're right. I am very tired today.
You good, dude?
If I sound different than normal, it's because I'm pretty exhausted. Dude, I did the thing where I was like, I should practice a little bit to get ready for the tournament, and then I played for like 4 hours, and now I'm at the tournament, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. So, yeah, Masoma did take this 2-1. It was not free by any stretch of the imagination. And I feel like Lucy's a lot more warmed up now than they were earlier.
Oh, that stagger was outstanding. Actually, that wasn't... Yeah, that was like a straight-up block string rebeating into 2B there. Not something you'll see super often, because a lot of the time after that 2CC, you'll expect a rebeat into 5A, just restart the string entirely, but catching them with the 2B, very powerful, just like BCing the shield. Honestly, like, if you're kind of ready for it, like when you're shielding them, it's not the worst thing to react to, but if they like shield your stuff and then BC afterwards, that is one of the fastest things they can do out of there. I think it's actually the fastest follow-up they have in that situation, so very hard to react to properly.
Yeah. And this is looking really good from Masoma this round. Okay, nice, like the choice to shield the lightning.
Alright, and it's very important that they're unshielding between these, because every time they unshield, they both... Holy shit, dude, that clash was insane.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Oh, that backdash? Yo, Lucy's on fire. Whoa! Oh, okay, no full punish.
Yeah, the tap shield right there recovers fast enough just so you don't get clipped by it, or fatal by it. Nice block on the Yoshi hammer. Unfortunately, gets caught by the Rekkas. The Rekkas definitely feel like, oh, you're probably somewhere around me kind of move to throw out.
Alright. Keeping it safe. Oh, Rick Sanchez teleporting behind Masoma. Ooh, nice. Keeping him honest 2-1-4A. I really like that. Like, a big thing about Roa is those 2-1-4As are just long enough if you're not, like, getting zoned by someone full screen, it is the perfect thing to interrupt, like, fireball or any kind of projectile pressure.
Hold on, this is going to do a lot of damage. A lot of Greyhound on for Lucy. I don't think Masoma can kill off this. I believe still needs one more. Oh, popping Moondrive. We'll build the bar for this, actually, and close it out with just 8 game.
Dude, Grunkle, you said that's a lot of damage, and then he finished the combo that, like, started with Lucy at 80%, and then killed Lucy in the span of, like, 6 seconds.
Dude, this game, like... It's so fast, but it feels like these matches take a while. I don't know what it is about this match. About this game.
Part of it is, I think, because, like, a lot, especially as we go later into bracket here, we'll see a lot more usage of heat for that recovery, and that's just a lot more general patience in neutral, because they're well aware of the consequences of not playing defense properly.
I mean, I kind of thought that when the game came out. I pretty much thought that once players learned to play the game more, they'd be slowing things down in neutral. We're definitely seeing that in some of these sets, and a lot more situations like that where normally someone explodes and takes a lot of damage. They're sort of just trying to disengage and get out with shield BC. Okay, pops Moondrive.
So might I say that like little shield or a series of shield exchanges from Lucy. Dude, Lucy's fucking defense this round has been insane.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, this is looking so good. 2 bars on deck. A good counter hit right here could definitely do it. Like a counter hit to A starter like that. I believe we'll be able to just route into arc drive. Okay, just going into air throw. Trying to
on fire.
The meter for the next round.
Alright.
Okay, there's the throw.
Ooh, nice backdash.
Yeah, catch up 2 and 4C. Can spend the second bar right here to close it out.
And this is another finals round, so we do get another 3-5. Hopefully we'll get another 2-3. It looks like it could be the case here, because with the momentum Lucy is gaining.
Oh my goodness, actually. Moon drives through and finds a punish using the landing recovery. Bit of a standard right there. Both these players are now out of Moon Drive with 2 bars on deck. A fatal Shield B starter, excuse me. I'm so used to saying Telly B because it's TFH. This is looking pretty good for Lucy right now. Has plenty of momentum.
Kind of sick. Oh, looks like they were trying to maybe fade that out, but didn't quite get the reaction in. Especially when playing in such a high-stakes, high-level match here, it is really hard to keep the presence of mind to shield stuff like that. Oh, speaking of presence of mind, Masoma! Oh, I don't even know anymore, y'all. This is too much.
Yeah, Adam Moondrive. I agree. Yo, Masoma?
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 Koichi? Oh my, dude.
Better block.
Oh, wow. That's actually a really good idea there. I really like that setup from Lucy.
Oh, nice shield.
Skill. No.
Oh, that could have been a lot of damage. Oh my god! He wished the throw whiffs, but I guess Lucy still got the punish and is going to tie it up 1-1.
Oh,
it's 1-1, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I like, you were talking about seeing Masoma 2.0 or Masoma X Masoma in the winners finals match, and I think we're going to see a bit of that here too, because Masoma's like, they've both gotten to layers where they're starting to do stuff that they hadn't had to do before in bracket, and Masoma is going for something like uncharacteristically risky, like the dash up heat there. Just goes to show how much pressure they're feeling from Lucy here, and I don't blame them, because like, Lucy is... I'm kind of a fan right now.
Like I said, she has been just on the come up in online tournaments the past 2 weeks, and I think the work that she puts in really shows. Definitely a very clean player. Same with Masoma, of course. Oh my goodness, actually a counter hit the starter right there.
That's a good idea. So when you're earlier in the combo, 236B, the like slightly slower lightning dash will toss them up, and half the time you can just go into another lightning dash, but if you end it early, you can just get a safe heat without having to spend extra meters. So very nice idea from Lucy. They're getting the IAD mix. Oh, doesn't get the full conversion though, misses the TKJ236 and is gonna pay for it. Masoma has 3 bars on deck. Spend 1, get some more. Nice.
Oh wow! Good catch. A lightning dash right there. The Mario Kart comes out, and Masoma actually getting a fatal BC starter and is going to close it out right here.
Honestly, I like, even with the pause button, I couldn't tell what side Lucy was going to land on. Like, it looked like it was like almost going to cross up. That's quite a lot of damage. 2x.
Yeah, moon charging here almost actually built a full bar off of that. Oh, nice. Ooh, okay, there's the anti-rocket. This is a pretty good chunk of damage, if I'm not mistaken, especially if someone sets the bar, which he will. Yep.
One more touch will do it for this game. Oh, unless they don't get the conversion, but the stagger blows off the shield. We're at that layer, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice call out from Masoma, taking game 3, bring us up to 2-1.
I want to say this is actually the first instance of shield nothing that I've seen in this set so far, because I think both players have kind of been on the side of doing teleport and delay BC. So it's nice to see Masoma call that out at the very end right there. Lucy, though, still definitely hanging in there pretty well, doing a good job navigating the neutral, just not really getting enough off of some of these offense opportunities.
All right. I love both these players, but I have to root for Lucy here so we can get even more of this wonderful gameplay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I think Masoma's gonna take this, but I think Lucy's gonna take it to game 5. I don't think she's going down without a fight.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice catch. That was almost a full conversion from just a stray JB. Wow.
Oh, and Masoma's gotten the awareness going now where they're going for the 3C to get the B follow-up counter hit. Very nice stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think every time Masoma's gotten the shield into their own BC, as opposed to like BCing when they get shielded, has counter hit Lucy. Like Lucy is not dealing with those well.
I've lost track of what layer they're on, so it's very possible that she has as well. Oh wow, the 2B actually catching the air dash this time. Masoma looking to be on a set point right here to go back into grand finals. I say back into grand finals, go into grand finals. Yeah. 4 bars on deck for Lucy, so definitely possible. Oh, okay, gets counter hit unfortunately. And it's going to be a decent chunk of damage and should be a safe jump from Masoma as well. Yeah.
Dude, what if we see it in the last arc though? Ooh, the B follow-up delayed. That was sick. Yeah, I don't think either of these players are so like.
Yeah, like so nutty. I think if we were gonna see a last arc, we would have seen an Abister versus a Yusoro probably.
Yeah. Dude, what was that? Brolic. That was the word y'all used.
Dude, Brolic is my favorite word. It describes so many things in this game, like Arc JC.
Oh my god, where was spacing? God-like spacing from Lucy, just getting ever so slightly out of range. But if they get hit by these stops or projectiles, it's gonna be over.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Getting heat off
Bed
of
dash
RPG.
Coming out. Something can definitely happen off Shiki. Moondrive comes out.
I mean, also, you can't blame him for not going for heat, because this is really just a one-touch situation here, either way.
Yeah, wow, and both these players really afraid of committing to something. Oh my goodness, the air dash going over 2B this time. Lucy just hanging on for her life, able to take it to the next round in game 4.
Dude, I swear Lucy, like, just phased out of existence. Get that ID, holy shit.
The edible started hitting. Oh, blocks the Yoshi hammer, but gets caught by the Rekka low. Okay, now Masoma's going to get a hefty amount of damage here. I think he can go into Arc Drive here as well if he chooses. No, it looks like we're just doing level 1. Yeah, into the safe jump.
I wonder how Lucy's going to spend the resources here, because they didn't really spend much, if at all, last round. They do have 4 bars here, though. The follow-up, playing it safe.
Yoshi hammer finds Jimmy has 4 bars on deck. This could actually hurt really bad if she wants, but I think she's just going to keep the meter. Yeah, I was going to say, for the heat. Oh, but gets shield. We haven't seen shield raw launcher in a minute here.
Last arc?
Oh, no, we're not seeing a last arc job. That's not going to happen. Can't force it.
Alright, Lucy just getting a little bit of health back.
Oh,
but
no.
getting counter hit 2A could spell disaster, especially with that activated.
It's gonna kill, right?
This has to, right? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Vlov Archive hits really hard, and Lucy going home at 3rd place, a very respectable 3-1.
Yeah. Taking the quick route out once they get back into the game, but can't blame them. They certainly look like they gave their absolute everything in that set. Hats off to them. They have certainly gone from players only like vaguely familiar to one I want to continue following, because that was some excellent Roa gameplay and just an excellent Melty Blood gameplay in general. Alrighty then.
Grand finals.
Oh yeah, also before we get into this, might I remind everyone that these people, these wonderful people, are doing this all for free. They're just giving this outstanding performance. So if you just want to help support the cause, support these top 3 players, because we have Masoma, Luma, and Lucy. Dude, I literally can't remember the name for the life of me. Holy shit. And Lucy just giving up their absolute all to give us this outstanding display of Melty Blood prowess. Just go ahead, click that Matcherino. If you have the money, just go ahead, donate some real dollary dues to it. But even if you don't, just, click the Matcherino, get the 30 cents coupon on the side, because it's not a lot by itself, but if all y'all do it, it's quite a lot of money. Also, if you want to go ahead and bet, get your channel point fix in. We're doing channel point predictions with Benson's. Who will win this match? Luna versus Masoma Grand Finals.
Excuse me.
Off to an explosive start, Masoma getting quite a nice chunk of damage. Now, one thing I've noticed is something about the way they're doing that JB Oki is that, like, even if they get the hit, they are not getting the full conversion off of it. So I'm wondering what is happening there. But even if they're not getting the conversion, they're still keeping that advantage, getting quite a lot of damage in.
Oh, nice bait on the shield. Yeah, and that was a perfect starting off this grand finals with Masoma.
Yeah, Lunar might have gotten the set to begin with, but since it was so close, Masoma coming in much hotter. Lunar, got a little bit of time to chill off after Winners Finals. One of these players has the momentum, and it's not Lunar right now.
Yeah, that's one of the unfortunate things about being a Winterside Grands is you have to kind of just like keep yourself warm, and the opponent is like, I mean, there's two ways to approach it. Like they could either be kind of tired from playing so many matches to get back to you, or they'll be nice and warmed up and feel ready to play. Oh, there we go. Tried to go for a reset there, like we talked about earlier, but just didn't work. Combo just dropped.
Counter hit BC followed. Very good starter for every character, but especially Vlov with all of the damage he can pump out. Sundori mix, get hit by the JC.
Wow, and that was a very strong start from Masoma. 5 more to go.
Ooh. Or maybe even more gamers, you know. If we're lucky, and if y'all, you know, donate to the Matcherino, wink wink, nudge nudge, support the players, give them something to fight for. Might even get some more Melty Blood in here between these two awesome plays. Like, honestly, if y'all have seen, like, better Noel gameplay than this, just online or whatever, I don't know where y'all hanging out, but this is some revolutionary Noel stuff I've seen today, and I really want to support this kind of play, so just go ahead and freaking Matcherino, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everyone about it. So
dude, Texas is so stacked in this game. These two players are from the same local scene, like I said.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Amaron's down there too, if I'm not mistaken, so they have a pretty nice scene.
Is it the other part of Texas though? Because that shit's like.
yeah. I'm not sure exactly. But there are definitely some strong Melty Blood players out there. And I think, man, Masoma just looks so in control right now, playing very fast, and even in some of these interactions he's losing, Lunar's just not really getting enough off them. Again, here we go. The Rekka's coming out, going anti-air. And again, I think I mentioned this is a pretty big starter right here, and Masoma is going to get another safe jump mix-up. Good block right there from Lunar. Blocks the Yoshi hammer into the Rekkas as well.
Nice text. Honestly, the defense we've been seeing from these two players has been on another level entirely. Knowing that Masoma was going to go for that, uses the needle to air stall. Very nice stuff, and unfortunately, BC follow-up going to net Masoma a nice chunk of damage, and maybe, I mean, not death, definitely a little bit further from that, but if you get one more thing, they have 2 bars to work with here. Oh, Grunkle? Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, I mean, I was just like, the blood heat, shield him, kind of feeling good about the work.
I'm sorry, I like zoned out for a second. I'm very tired.
Oh, you good, dude. I'm just like, if we get an arc drive,
no,
might have to
we're not. We're not getting an arc drive. I'm not giving you the satisfaction.
Grunkle's gonna come at me with the Yoshi hammer in real life. That was interesting. Dude,
I have seen so many jabs into nothings today. It's been amusing for sure. Okay, should close that with level 1, right?
I'd imagine so. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Very clean combo. Alright, about the same resources here. Good thing to keep in mind that neither of them have any main gauge to work with, so it's going to be a bit before we see some of those shenanigans. But if
nice. I think every round Lunar has done well and has just started with a counter hit JC of some kind. That button is very, very good. Oh, here we go. Nice catch on the Rekkas.
Haha, what if you got 4 bars and then went into Blood Heat and then shielded? Haha.
Haha, I don't know. Javamorris left your house flooded. Haha. Haha. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying nonsense. I am losing my mind right now. Oh, okay, nice moon drive. Actually shields it, and this is going to be a big starter. I'm almost confident someone will close it out right here. Yeah. That was game 2, right?
Yeah, did that?
That didn't reset, right? Okay, no, that was game 2. That was game 2.
That was game 2. What was that like? Did he like just shield that and then know that he had to wait for it to uncross up or something? Like, dude, Grunkle's like, come here. I'll show you how to play the matchup.
Yeah, come here, bitch. Money match me for your winnings.
God. If we get someone to pull that again. Honestly, if it was like, depending on the circumstances, I'd probably allow it, but it'd be up to the players at that point.
That'd definitely be a red blade maneuver. I haven't heard from him all day, but
dude, if he just comes in at the end and money matches the winner.
No, you don't know Aaron like I do. That is 100% something he would do, and he would do it like half drunkenly and then not remember the next day. Especially if he won, he would like guaranteed to forget it.
This with the Urkel denied, dude.
Anyway, this is looking fantastic for Lunar. Drops the Oki, but still looking very much in control right here. So much shield BC. And we're kind of starting to see, if you pay attention to the moon gauges, just kind of the risk of using so much BC here. Masoma has no moon gauge and hasn't had a chance to use moon drive. So if those BCs are definitely getting him out of these situations, but they're also the expensive investment. The clash going all the way through, nothing coming off of it right here. Oh, okay.
I like how they're keeping their movements very tight, only unblocking when they absolutely have to, because Masoma, and I mean just Vlov in general, has those kind of projectiles where if you're not staying on game blocking whenever you can, you will just get counter hit like that.
Yeah, you'll just get hurt and you'll get clipped. Yeah, we're definitely in ice cap zone right now. Okay, here we go. Nice fatal BC starter. I think she'll be able to kill just by spinning the bar.
Help! Masoma's frozen the fountain.
That is like a layer 5 meme that you just referenced. There's like 3 people in chat who are gonna get that.
And they all appreciated the shit out of it.
Oh my god, someone...
Dude, they just like Dragon Ball Z like zigzag like 3 times in the corner
like
there.
Someone just like hit like invisible and invisible out of Photoshop layer. No, I don't know what was happening. Oh, but someone looking very much very good this round for sure. Oh, this is like 100% death.
Someone using the magic eraser, removing Luna from this picture entirely, and adding an L to their name, because we're now at the reset. Masoma getting it 3-0, and bringing us up to another set, as I very much appreciate. Also, one thing to keep in mind here is, especially with these high-level players, when they get the reset, a lot of the time they will just adjust their game plan entirely to use that like first part, the set that they can afford to lose before the reset. Just gather information, figure out what they need to do, what works best. We might see a change here, but Masoma taking a quick advantage here.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many sets, not just in Rodeo Regional, but in general, where it's looked very decisive for the person coming from losers and grands, and then just as soon as the second set starts, there's like some kind of mental reset, I guess, that just like helps people kind of loosen up. But I don't know if that's what's happening here, because Masoma is definitely about to get the schoolyard perfect.
Yo, 69, nice.
Nice. Oh, okay, nice charge AC working out for Lunar right here. Has plenty of meter to spend. Probably just going to take the level 1 Oki like we've seen him do. Yeah, I think this is kind of his preference.
Oh, okay. Nice mash out.
Okay, clip right here. Got so much moon charge from Masoma, really charging up the blender.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow! I didn't expect it to still be there.
There you enter my magical realm. Such a bad idea. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 BC. That is frame 1 airborne, so I think so. It makes sense to pick that in a scenario where you think your opponent is about to do throw through the moon drive, and Lunar answering back right here, looking a lot more solid for sure.
That's actually the first round they've taken in a minute, isn't it? Or tripping?
I mean, it's the first round they've taken in the Grand Finals, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're at the reset. This might be the beginning of the end for Masoma. Luna's ready, know what they need to do, has the adjustments in their pocket, ready to throw directly into Masoma's eyes. Alright, shield. Keeping it safe, but getting counter hit on the jump in.
Okay. Oh, counter hit. There's no way. No, yeah, it's not that.
Hey, Grunkle.
Shut up. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, as soon as you suggested that, he got counter hit, so what do you think?
I mean, you know what gives you temporary invincibility and throws your opponent away, right? And then gives you great damage potential, especially if you
Haha,
get a
you know
shield.
what else?
What?
Haha, your house flooding. I don't know why I'm coming back to that. Okay, what game is this, by the way?
So this is the second game in the reset. Masoma's up 1-0 over Lunar, and the winner of this is the winner of the entire tournament. No second chances left.
Right.
Ooh, nice J. No conversion.
Oh! Just get clipped, I guess. Oh, nice catch. Catching the really aggressive shielding. I think this is kind of what's different about Masoma right now is he's a lot less hesitant to just close the distance and try to whip punish some of these shield attempts.
Staying patient, getting the BC fall. Honestly, that is just like, especially since good recognition. Actually, I think he only did that because he knew that Luna did not have their own BC ready, so they either have to shield, like reactor shield, very, 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 very quickly, or take the L. And unfortunately for Luna, they ended up taking the L there. So I'm taking round 1.
Okay, has plenty of meter on deck. Oh, okay, no, gets clipped. Oh, someone convert off these air-to-airs, I am begging you.
Ooh,
oh,
nice.
no, just get smacked instead, I guess.
So I guess this is the next level, the next layer of this little game that Masoma has Luna playing. You know, if he throws the air fireball or the high fireball, Luna can't like just shield that from the ground. But in return, Masoma's wide open to other projectiles like the needle.
Yeah.
Ooh, alright, keeping it safe with the jump cancel. Shield it, nice.
Oh, okay, here we go. Finds a 2A starter. I completely understand why Lunar's going for the level 1 because it's very clearly the OP that he's comfortable with, but I can't help but wonder if sometimes maybe he's missing out on just some potential damage by not spending the arc drive. I mean, oh, okay, well.
Really, GrunkleBarlowe?
Oh, man.
I mean, he definitely missed out on some potential damage, but
Hey, we missed out on some potential
direction.
anything right there. Yeah.
Oh, no, and that's going to be it. Yeah.
Bye.
Masoma, 1 game away from completing the 6-0 run back from losers versus Luna in grand finals. Luna, getting a bit more momentum than they did in the first half of grands, but if they... Time's ticking, clock's a-ticking, and time is running out. Only 1 chance left. Will you make it?
Hold up, someone definitely put like all their channel points on Masoma. There's 1.5k channel points, but it's across 3 people. So someone's definitely...
Yo! Someone's like, I got you.
Yeah. Well, this is where Lunar needs to start reevaluating the game plan because there is no more room for error. Either you win this or Masoma takes the tournament.
And one thing I've noticed as a result of Masoma doing these like BC follow-ups is even when Masoma doesn't have the moon meter available, Luna is going for much shorter block strings.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is kind of what we've been seeing just at the top level in general. Like, I feel like players in this game are kind of just going for these short strings and representing throw once they've established that, the other person's going to be still for a bit. Because really, throw is like the only thing that holds a lot of threat for most characters in this game. Obviously, if you play something like Maids, that's going to be different. But, we're definitely seeing that from both these players. And also, I mean, I think that is how you tend to play Undernight at a high level, which is where both of these players are from. So I'm not surprised to see that pressure style. Oh, okay.
Ooh, misses the timing for the, well, there's, 2 kinds of moon drives you can do after your opponent moon drives. One is a counter moon drive, which is, it's done in the, pause flash of the other person's moon drive, and that leaves you both even. But if you do a slightly longer delay, you get your own moon drive, and that gives you the advantage. So a little bit harder to time at times.
Oh, wow. Actually, throw baits right there, but unfortunately doesn't get a punish. Lunar, I think, will actually build enough bars in order to go into Arc Drive, but now just taking level 1 Oki.
Yeah, that EX did give them moon drive, so they can use it if needed, but... Wait.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Where did all this stuff go? Did they BC at some point?
Yeah, they did BC right there, I think.
Oh, so they BC'd in the corner where Masoma got the jump in, but looks like... Oh,
Not
wait,
a 6-0.
That's why the... Dude, I was confused why the in-game thing wasn't the same. We have the room set to 2 because it's for the entire tournament.
Oh, oops. Yeah, we'll fix it next time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe if your player match settings, would be good if you and Amron didn't just snipe each other in ranked for 4 hours straight.
Dude, there was an issue with player rooms at one point where I swear it might have been actually faster to do just sniping each other in player matches. Also, that double moon skill stomp putting Luna from point blank to entirely full screen. Ooh, nice follow from the Masoma, getting counter hit too, see? Quite the good starter, especially when you spend a little EX at the end.
Okay, there's the moon drive coming out. Nice. I'm assuming that's 4 BC. I don't actually know Noel's moon skills off the top of my head. I don't play anime girls. But I believe that has been getting him a lot of mileage, and we're actually starting to see quite a momentum shift right here. Masoma with plenty of meter on the board, but still, like, Luna is definitely the one with all the momentum right now. Okay, Fatal JB started. This is definitely going to be a good start for Masoma. Yeah, in ice mode as well, so a little more dangerous both in full screen and in terms of damage, to my knowledge.
I haven't seen that in, I don't think we've seen that at all, just the IAD into nothing empty low, working just when it needs to.
Oh my god, that throw was from downtown. Okay, perfect, so, Masoma back in tournament point. Yeah, no moon drive on the side of Luna, but tons of plenty of resources for Masoma.
Oh, they are getting caught by these lows quite a lot.
Yeah, I think they're getting kind of antsy. Toss. Oh, what the fuck was that? I've never seen that in my life.
What?
It just, they'll like charge Rekka and then you just do 2A and maybe that's a frame kill. I've never seen it before.
Oh, whatever it is, it's definitely... Oh! What?
Oh, okay.
You ever just do moon drive well enough that you dodge burst entirely?
Oh my god, didn't build enough meter. Kill absolutely no resources here for Luna, so this is looking rough, and the IAD-JB to catch low shield is gonna take it. And Masoma is your Rodeo Regional 5 champion.
Rodeo 5 champion, close.
I mean, shut up. Definitely one of them. We run 2 tournaments. I don't know why I get them mixed up so much.
I'm just gonna run a third one and call it like something that it has the word rodeo in it, but it's like slightly rearranged. Just make it impossible to remember the difference between any of these 3. But once again, thank you very much to everyone who played, and especially those who, I mean, just played a very long set for us, Masoma, and dude, I'm actually like unable to remember anything right now. Luna. I wanted to call them Lucy for a sec. Okay, if I shall raise someone, don't worry about. I got you, gamers. But real quick,
you've messed that up so many times,
dude. I like legit. I look at Masoma. I'm like Masoma, and they look at anyone else. I'm like not Masoma, and that's the extent of my like player knowledge right now. All right. So, and for everyone in chat, if you want to help support these people, I mean, they gave you quite the wonderful show, so go ahead and check out the !Matcherino. Click on that, use the 30 cents coupon, add a little bit to sweeten the pot, or if you want to throw real money into, that's very much appreciated. We're at $66, healthy little pot there. And a very nice play from everyone. We had a little bit of a smaller bracket, but still had some really quality play as per usual.
Dude, my matches were like really hard. This is a pretty definitely a short and sweet bracket, if you will. I had a really good time. There were some killers. I mean, there's always killers here, but this was still a really good tournament. I think even when our turnout's on the lower end, 21 players compared to like the 49 or whatever we got last time. Yeah. The level of play here is always very strong.
Dude, if this just becomes like Rodeo Regional where it's like round 1, Masoma, round 2, Kilo, like, oh boy. I mean, honestly, if it becomes like that, I'm all for it. Very exciting to have all these powerful players in one space. So if you want to go ahead and compete, check out our Discord. Join in for news on both this tournament, our Melty Blood type Lumina tournament. Run this every Friday at 8 p.m. EDT, as well as our Them's Fightin' Herds TFH tournament. Another wonderful rollback game. Highly recommend y'all check it out. Our TFH tournaments are on a hiatus for a sec, just because we finished the last season of our little competitive thing there.
Yeah, who won that season, Java, huh?
Wow. Did Javamorris. Let's go, Javamorris. Yeah, if y'all, like, any of y'all have questions about TFH or just how to get into it or any of that, feel free to DM me on Discord. I'm always happy to talk about it. Love the game, love the players, love the community. Awesome stuff. And thank you everyone for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go ahead and send y'all off to let's see, Diaphone. Oh yeah, and Raid Diaphone. Is this their channel name? Did I do it?
Diaphone underscore, I think.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I don't think I did it. Damn, let me get it. I'll just find it in the browser. It's a little bit easier to do that way.
Yeah. Also, really quick, guys, we do have a rankings. If you don't know how this works, we do this with Rodeo Regional as well, where we run like 10 tournaments, and then we do an LCQ, and then the top ranked players will all compete in like an all-out bracket with some extra prize money. So,
Grunkle, I'm sorry I hosted in the middle of you talking.
damn.
Thank you so much for the host. Appreciate it, man. I think I was watching a tournament you hosted a couple weeks ago, man. You had a nice stream. And thank you. Yeah, hope you had a good stream today as well. I'm relearning Melty. It's not going very well. He tried to do Guilty Gear stuff. My goal is to not completely waste Scott down tomorrow. Me and Scott Vermillion are in LBC tomorrow together. But little does he know I've barely played this game.
I'll be around in Animal Friends a bit later.
Okay. Thank you for
rankings already up.
I went there.
Oh,
yeah, no problem.